Yeah, respect yourself. And now, MP never come out. And MONTIE. And I'm by me and yes, you dear free album, and here you did free album only day. Before so by a delegate in only day. At then I'm you say. Now, we are the title police station executives. 5-5. And you are 5-5. You are 5-5. Now you're 5-5. Now you're 5-5. I'm going to come home at 5. I'm going to move now. What do you say? Now I am too bad for development. I am too bad for development. And that's how we see us here. Being said 24 years in Japan, across the country, and you constituency. Across the country, there be a man who pays for school fees. For 24 years, I've given 9,000 scholarships. What?
Yama Kwabe de Bagana MONTIE so we need 100.9. Antema constituency Honorable Kennedy on here Japan. All company the Amani New Ralph Japan. And when I call so Bantama constituency no. It's all about the MPP parliamentary primary. Baby, I want more the sitting MPs. Bien yabre. Ubia Kajagum because 11 days. And Ramene Bako Kasai, and I'm so Charlie, Bebasaka Babetan so. Or the Charlie McJarren finishing touches be a May Yeno. Or Yeno, or shall see and Ra and Net or China. Yawa than if Yada. Or both finishing touches. Now the consequence is you move. Hey, I answer more. I answer Papa. I then as well says I bring more banamo through. A 12 banamo movie and no movie person much as I said your mom bambas will be as on to our man. Mepacho, me say a year a Wutu Senya East. In for the contest a year Maseno. Kaswa Honorable Howard Kumsen, in for the contest. And Rabbi Bisa Mavalis na mami. I'm also crowd as here no more. Kinky house for ne one wine to me. I go and the bro faka cracker or catch me way warm interzone ha. Interzone. I want to say is listen away. All right, okay, good. So, what do I do? Charlie Buffer 0503721744. Yeah, Baba Chen, some who do I idea him. Abel Fonteta, Homana Swanny Dobo, and Cratano. Amazan Chame Quabina Mouth for Tennessee. And there you're Benada. 16 January. January, I got 15 days. 15 days, not just all call. Okay, you're quite a minute and care some who do I ever have bear for 10 times. Come on, I'm watching. It is. Hey, I said more. Befa. What did you befa? Yet were you quantity.
Madam, may come Dr. Adumaku Kisi.
Okay, and only yet, and ya so to you. Me, I mean, your Dr. Adumaku Kisi.
I am who said, what are you being interviewed? What the same?
Yeah.
It's a Tobin.
Dr. Tobin, Dr. Tobin, Obaha, na Adomago Kisenso, metan interview.
Tobin, they own to me.
Dr. Tobin to me. Oh, okay. It's
Adomago Kisi been winning.
Hands down.
Oh, been winning.
Straightforward.
Been winning, papa, been winning away.
And now so too.
Oh, be you know.
That's just on
na baby a ho be ye dey bantama
bantama
one will say adena kwa akoye president in Canada Japan
asana koye
na won kai sa president koye campaign
yes sa president so koye campaign the mass and so what
na make
okay yes I agree with you.
Yes.
Watch the community.
Yes. President
ko campaign the mass and so
yes. Osi wo man to ama na be ha no pa.
Okay. It's Canada su jina no.
Canada su jina wadi amani nua. Enti president flag bearer aspirant medoba na medobrada. Mampeni de ne asenso. One de wose wono ne doba a wo so nani. Anna danso me kai sa woni is it yawa woni chairman na wo constituency woni kasa
fifi
yes na chairman no kura se yama asenso enko esanse de wadi kan ye so na chirija asenso ba bantama constituency wa bra wa baduma asenso abaduma papa and wo say chairman no ankasa sabi mpani sa de ode ne kraman no we ne tachirama so aboa wote ho woni maduma pa asenso aye ntina no nko mu ka kira wrafo se ko ontan kakransa ontan kakransa because ebeye difficult pa say obekwa akotu asenso sa debi ebede nti aye president against Canada compare kwa Japan.
President voice me hwe me.
Yeah. When penny be ko de ba to read him. Yeah, onwa president no akọ ho ekoye campaign man no.
Yeah.
Yes. Ena asenso nso wasom president yie pa enti wonsi ne form. Wati no kura ma no. Constituency wanom de. Yesi be ma be ye bi wa meye ni nyina. Asenso akire ne bobra nkasa. Enti Pasa Raf be simple so wakwa kotu asenso de enye ize manasa. Dabi onya na ize.
Okay.
Onya na ize kura. Na wa say battery no akwakoye empanimfuo bi atata ye kirew. Se domi kwa benya ho ya wo kan. Ewura no a wo so ya na interview no.
Me say me an interview. Rana me an interview. Can some me answer me say me interview.
Sana wo so wo nice na. Said na wo kan fo no no.
Me say you well articulated. Okay, me can
you. So articulated the answer will be a wo kan fo.
It is o kan nsem na esisi so.
Enti na me kura ma de ya me say ade nka be ya between Adwa Safo ne Michael
Kwe Junior.
But sana atene. Adwa Safo no.
Yeah.
Untumi ntu ne simple sa. Wahu.
Because
yes.
MP wedi 3 times.
Yes. Ena ne constituency no nso na so pa. Ya enipa wo ho pa. Enti opulu vote ma MPP a. Ebam say ya en wodi gum. Na okay say some time ago obi be make allegation be say na Adwa Safo chief of staff kura ko no ho ema when PM pa mehu o okay Canada Japan okay as Canada Japan na be kan ye say edru baby na say o ma frustrated. And you're frustrated. We might fed up with Adwa Safo no. Okay, say Kanaka say Adwa Safo nkwa we ya hwan. Na chief of staff mpo eba honom ebe ye se we mpie kura ma mehwe no. Inti Sela no a ubo ni din no. Ebinom nso adwene ye wonum se.
Yeah.
Ebinom nso asusu se.
Yeah.
Eye chief of staff wa baya.
Oye adwuma o anti-Becky office mo.
Ayo.
Currently oye adwuma o eye Rebecca Akufo-Addo ni office.
Ane na tre se the omo kan o yes sisi so.
Sao.
Ai. The omo kan o yes sisi so. Ase asem bi ni adanse a wete bi ya adanse. Na tre se
oye adwuma.
Ntina de na me tete se dubiri ta na chi ne ye nokora ho.
Eno de minim. Honestly no ba ma mi bisa no but wentimi
wanka wo.
Wantimi anka.
Because oye adwuma osoro ta na chi.
Oye adwuma wo eye anti-Becky office there.
Yeah.
Oye ne strategist pa.
Nti osoro ta na chi. Osoro ta na chi.
And what kind of sound you are not far away from the truth.
More.
Because or that's what when it says I'm no case I no pay you to nika one or kwa adwuma.
Me matisi ya so.
You wouldn't be far from it.
Matisi ya so osoro ta na chi pa.
Me who say me adwasafo Diana make and say said your woman ye ni ya so vetting afem bibia nto bia nkokonoko. Obetwa me advocate for side way pa na mom ebi akoba say na adwasafo na nyewe na onokra wa ha ye nti ye be pe kwan bi so disqualify ne dia. Eno dia aka ye ntwe.
Eno dia nyame se yanka no constituency executives ne ya de pa.
Wo ya de papa nti regardless of ensembi and ye tete. So at yase ama ye nyina ye gina aka say yesremo because honorable Sarah Adwasafo no ochire mu ohawa no so ofam no ne ade. Enti ni nyina mu no so obekọ biom de a yanya agro no level playing field.
Yes.
Obi ankọ
because who
yetina hakan
emfa mafia tactics bi and disqualify
MPR. Obi a wakọ for 3 times.
3 times.
You can't do that.
Baby.
And then the anka we yanya de ye be allow. Then mum de ye can say
why ye bin so ama party no.
So the ane can say party no munhwe ne ye na mako ofa no be ankoka say ye disqualify no badam pam penifo no so ye ade.
Yeah.
O ma bie mato. Ama obi a vet ni nyina ntu say no obi e ko ne ko.
Yeah. Me say contest
no. That is all.
Sisi akura na I say me nim say Michael Queen no da so wo sa grounds no a. But
Michael Queen so wo Michael Queen no. In fact, Michael Queen the style of politics no ye odome kwa benya no. Kwamina in fact wuntimi underrated no. So that is here. Because last 4 years or almost 2 years. Kwamina I'm telling you say anadwo 2 am na ye 9. Because you monitor. Oh, yes, single they get 6 votes. 6 votes. And
6 votes pen or DBT.
Said Michael Quay, the politics one on who didn't diagra, was so beshi. Yes. Hey, what to be Ghana pow? Mrs. Sabreno. Hey, Pabina, one more delegates, no. Michael Quay, a delegates, yano, a high zone way. It's yana Jubay 11, no. No nam woman so zone we wa ha zone woman now baby obedu bia no so na your friend say enwum gina me say jubilation pa.
Wow.
So say the city no. Iti Michael Quay politics no ye wo last 4 years no. Me na me constituency ni mo e say me di mani di akire yie pa. Sa brand me ne say obo say ya udu do me kwa benya say one of the gurus in the MPP. So that's here. Now, yes, I said, no man, you monitor no. Master, you can't underrate Michael Quay, the style of politics or
your submarine type.
Men are making it will bet to when you know that delegates are what capture no. Now, I just have a crown no. Yes, I last 4 years no. Me not be Susu say honorable Kennedy on here Japan. Crown no a buano.
The influence
near the end, say difference of there 6 votes, no. A buy. Wow. It wasn't easy. It's a dress for a way, Jumaye. Or baby, no, on you know, only delegates, no. Or engage you almost one better than see. Sheila, upon, is it upon, says she? Sheila, and so, Abba Mufufrono, Sheila, and so a way, Jumaye. So they are here. Because say Sheila so to me demonstrate edition delegates and say ono so ye oba ono so kura enoma e man dance so na nkwa delegates and say ebia ye kwoto ma oba bi na eduru ba bi kura na because some of the delegates no kura women they say some of them were disappointed. I don't know if now one more just about 11 days one kwoto abeni bi convinced that some of them were disappointed in Honorable Sarah Joseph ebra no so kwa hunyehia mu a na sa hunyehia ande na kwakwahye baabi no so say this it enti wo nyina gwa adwuma ye do me kwa benya no wo nyina gwa adwuma ye Joseph no eye the incumbent na wo hwe Sheila nso a wo hwe said the okasa wo hwe eye behavior bia because ya so da form ho wo hwe kwan bi a ono so all fast ye the politics ono so no akwa Professor Mills no type ni bi so Sheila so akwa Professor Mills type ni bi na Michael Queen so ono so ye submarine ono so wo kwa ofa wachipe na ono so kwa akose no ama iti do me kwa benya no chale kono enye easy
na wonu mani kasam nso a ewo suhum asa womo a wo soro taa wo mu achi no the womo a nkofuo susu se wo soro taa wo mu achi no protozoa nso ewo suhum a nkofuo se wo soro taa na chi
so protozoa the chief of staff office
ana wonim say Eastern region so wowura baako a waya ogbolo wo ho Brian Champo
I bet you
na Brian so nipa ne de wote so no
ote so eh
suhum no
osuhum
yes
incumbent no
yeah
your friend is saying no
ono nko ani MP a won sheda nya popular kura o
we sure MP a on sheda nya popular ba ko ye we your friend is
there be suhum
baby a there be suhum de no be popular ka
there be your friend
we
okay my your friends
say na me so me bi sa we
na wa MP a wa ya popular bi nim no wonso nim
abemuso information center baby o we katamanso kon katamanso MP ba ko ono so bra be bra ansam ko ni din
suhum ya MP mi nu nyina ye nim no
ye ne
ye
we say nya ya danfo no
na wa tell you say agro na agu protozoa betu no MP pa ye nyina wo bi anim ni di
kwabna na ye nim ni di a does it mean on your popular
wonim odam
nim ni di
onim na ya onim
ye company hwe
tisa mo goge eno program be bransa goge na yama mo
kwabna
MP ayo bi anim ni
di so kan pa ono bu kodwa asan
wa bre eto obi na sen ba
sumi MP nso ono bu kodwa asan te ba asa ni din sheda enni ye chekrema so enye se bi onye popular
kodwa asan
ere bi aye na ye so
di we de bobo
we football name
kodwa asan anyway de bobo
ono bu kodwa asan
Frank say do be queen betuno
betuno
betuno but one so akwakoye the battle between
sitting MP no ana
penifo
atayechire no
yes penifo atayechire but uni peni be kuna uridiem peni dia woni ne be ko but uridiem dia obebre obebre pa na adesia nso a mowo ebu akwa south
na wo kwabra wo se sumu MP ne enye popular obi na wasende aba no o se yesan frɛ no oboafo just all guide him oboafo ono abokwadwa asante eke oboafo che ye na ye mpen na kira kwan ko hwehwe no na nya so onye popular
bra to aginim bra mesramo adesia mo wa ebu akwa south Dr. Kingsley AGYEMAN mama no over
when ebu akwa south okay no one ebu atati an ho no
yes mama no overwhelming endorsement omu ntu aba no ma no boom Dr. Kingsley Agyeman webu akwade Nigeria ka how many days
11 days
11 days
yes.
me meko ebu akwa south enya say ye kwa akoto abe ho de ye kwa endorsement
okay
yes omu kwa endorse Dr. Kingsley Agyeman esan say papa na ma constituency ho na ya kono wa revival constituency ho na ye janka basisi a constituency no enya hoateni ahokeka soronku bia Dr. Kingsley Agyeman ho na meko
okay
just endorsement nyase ye koto aba ye ko endorse no
ebuakwa south
ya ne aba abese akopia bia atena
all right na when me say kaswa honorable how come say for na
contest
na I no no post na
bra bia yes wo ye odam ya danfo a
sir
yes spare part dealers you say
your spare part dealer because
is this spare part or aboso kai
engrofo ni bi
ana bibi oh
ono no ne oni how come say kwa kwina
ehwo no so Nigeria anya agro di sa o yes o de o mehwe no na nkofo di na chi pa sa ekuekuo bi no a
Wamo daily business people now mo daily spare part.
Yes, o ye leader. Ewo ekuo no baako. Wo de wo mo de bebra wo behu.
Me.
Wo mbesa
ndia. Adanti mo a wutu senyafo no mo mfa ma.
Wo mo de beba wo behu. Wo mo de beba.
Asek. Asek fo.
Wo mo de beba.
But because what has mentioned that ente woman
how akumsin no. Woni wo mo atena yie. Yeah, one wutu senya istifo no atena yie pa. Enti ebe den kakra. Ena wa
obi on the bid na bia na de na just depend on the video mo.
Greater Accra regional minister not the same.
Oh, we Moses Abo. Moses Abo. Ono no so okotu Greater Accra regional minister.
No bet to me.
No, on to me agogo.
Because also Greater Accra regional minister no osunwa o. Osunwa pa. On to me man so. I want to me man so. Papa no sunwa wo ye brane. Wo dina wan mo who say yes. Wo sunwa onimu adu commando. Enti abo so won so sa.
Ta abo de mo nyonko abo. Only kwakutu no. Akwa ya wa so central. Yeah. Me nyonko pa no ye chairman ho Besmagboaten Bibi. Bibi na ye constituency chairman.
Anye easy mo.
Also anye easy. Because Moses Abo any abre pa. Any abre was kwakutu regional. Honorable Henry Cote. I answer mo. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure the said ya injina be 27.
Not just say 27 ya 11 days there na abem say next week Saturday wana.
Next week Saturday. Saturday be week.
Next week.
Saturday 16.
Yeah.
It is Saturday 20th, Friday 19th.
Yeah.
It's Saturday be week.
Ya be ko ya de ani be di a kire pa.
Wait, Pamela.
Yeah.
I say we o. Eric Boating. Hey.
Yes, Eric Boating.
Me am Eric Boating.
I'm telling you. Now, but
on the contest way how I say.
Yes. Why no oya dying?
On our president of Automobile Car Dealer Association.
More. I'm right.
Eric Boating.
I'm telling you. Now, I don't want dinner to a honor. And some keto. But say how I come say no. Oh, say and your more tear your son so young connects as abon sama will buatata. On to me. Sir, answer we no matter.
There be nice. Honestly, me when you say me say that maintaining can because of maintaining capana me.
I shall go. Oh no,
Eric
Boating. Answer why 10 kakra. Nimuwa. Eric ya. Alec Neko. Eric, ya. One will say, what me done me who no ape, and now omo baby, why ye to money, baby, why ye to ma, any time was starting party no, me na me share, me follow womu pa, wako, was the me for one and naso, ekosre womu akwan, eko na nanama for naso, ekosra, na me share. Sa we ni nyina me share ya from A to Z nti na edi no pe na escape me kakra but na me nim say sa automobile hwan fo no wodim ho akotene pa nti ehwan so ba yire papa nya asam ketwa na what say ayi me ndai etemu a na aka na what ba ako bio me share ye yes enya is sa but me nim say honorable Mevisawa Kumsin, what? Satam wa Christmas, how orphanage, any street workers, anyone more, woman ni baby dead, no, now one way. No one way. When where were you? Or no, and what to me a dinner constituency one more, dear Siwa. How a commission?
Well, query. Well, query.
I'm telling you.
Well, query. Hey, well, query. Minimo. In fact, it didn't come up 2 years ago. But I'm not being say query is serious, honestly speaking.
Kick me.
I shock him. Query. Tale, oh, damn friend, bra. Query, bra. Hey, Tale, where do they tell you? No,
I'm a summer so.
I'm the one who said Massenia or Gooms in it. Where do a mama man your ground? Hey, query.
I'm quaku. Wow, query.
Me, I'm query.
Yeah. Now, me,
query goes.
I'm telling you, Mr.
Quack, interview.
Okay.
Quaku, Martin.
Minia.
Hey,
Minia.
Nyamia do bako na akra wo me no woman so wa wani tu unim za me no woman so
Minia
so wa unim
enani pabwa se omo ko a body nebre iti minia no
mate wo de ye de besi a ye nsi entomago atabo ai na Eric eba ne sign na wo ko gina mu wutu senya east ye che se wo ko tu ono abo ha okumse
Minia mameda wase na me fanchie mu odene ema wotifo ene mi team a omobo mechi dom a ye ko akodene ye maame ha wa esi nchen Minia we bisa asem bisa yi eluko ko boate de nka ese ka adwuma na meye me na meda kafo ano ene no kre na pempren ya bi me ye obi a politics so wo mani so yi na me shia MPP 1999 ya papa kufo baba benya so me de ma ho den ene me sika bo ya papa Isaac Amo ayo waso wogon no baba stande me firi wo wie ye 2024 ene ma me firi mo Paris chief of staff ma me ano pe bichia ho ya papa Isaac Amo ko one time ya ma me firi mo Paris na beto aso me bo ne chidom de ma ho den eboa me ma me e ma no so facility ni fae Ibewura 2008 ya papa Kufuor na adwuma nyina ba na wiye internet say ye wo position yankasa 2012 me wo fie akra menya me club bi a chele me me busu agri ye ho me hu ya se santene ye ba me fie omo ba no so na ye APP ye ntoma guom ko so ye ba na kutomo adan a ye ma mi aye obatapa Mami a kumsin ono no call promise we wi ni obegina ewe wutu senya ama MPP ticket me sika ma ho den ekoma no e ma me so facility no efae 2016 ye be wura ban and ye wura Captain Koda e frɛ me sɛ abranti bi efri wutu senya gomwa is aya frɛ no Kojo Asomani me mfa ma ho de ni me sika nsan kɔboa no me de ma ho de ni me sika ekɔboa no ɛmo no so fa ne seat ni fae 2020 me hwɛ na ka me betie agro no mu akɔdese ma me awakomsen but impenifo ne me kasa yɛ sɛ ye hwɛ relationship a yɛ ma me awa ɛne yɛ president Nanado His Excellency Etia yewura Baumia our fair His Excellency sɛ no ne yɛ ma me awa te a me nya botre na nka papa Nanado me mo ne chidom ya papa Baumia me mo ne chidom yewura yɛ ma me obatampa kumsi me mo ne chidom no for me dwuma ne wie because yɛ papa so the grand wie 2024 me titumu yakwada so yɛ ma me so sei yɛ bo ne chidom no wi ni a 2024 on go bio etine se me lesi me pobo atwan etime ne o bi family a na kansie no baby adwi 2024 me ma me ha wa sei ono on san twin se bio o se a contest na me ne abema sabe ekunwa no eda ho no e ya de hye na pre ekunwa so to a wa wo hwe wo na wo se fata se wo contest a emra nso wo kwan e se wo contest enti me ma me se obese atoa so de a ena se ekokubu atime hwe me wo a me so me se fata ma so me party no me de ma ho de ni me sika so party no baby adu no de me ka che me ma me se baby awadu bi ofa ekunwa no to din boko na ekokubu atime me ntoa so na baby awadu no me so me nko manim na yesi se wutu senya is na ma wutu senya is enfa no to ma pamfura minia de atene se me focus ye embabunu a wo constituency ni mo efiri se wo de hwe asiama title na da asiama de wo akra obi asu asiama pempe ya ye kase asiama ni nyama ba ho efen kasoa wo te kasoa ni ya ye se kasoa tutra fom kwa ne go sa di ni me besesa no efiri se mbabunu wo adwuma ya ebe ma tutra sem esobete enti me di mani be sim mbabunu fo so omo na ye me kokofo kasoa me be bugurumu youth a any ball bo I want to be sika na befa I want to be me happy ni befa na mabua ma mbabunu na omo ebo abo no mu ni boafo no me be mo yankopon ni nyama de di o mata bo so na me gurumu mbabunu our football obi biara oya coach ma starting engage o mo 1-on-1 a me be gurumu ama mo so abo me gurumu youth no na me ankasa be agent ama sa mbabunu no na me de me happy ni kwa ma no ne ya makopeti papa na makopo sa mbabunu da ma team no na ba ne sana wo ebuhie na akola ne free mu no obenya biedi na me so me ye MP a meda sa suna ya wo mabunu bebe o constituency mu a omo wo voice a ye de to nwom pa enu nti no obi oni mpo biara no me bebe studios awo ka so ama sa obi bi oni mpo no enche ye benya setawole awo ka so ye benya storm boy awo ka so ye benya gospel singers awo kaswa na eba ne sa so na ebusie na akola ne free mu no papa ne maami benya biedi na me so me MP no meda minia ye o mebunu bebre mu wi SSA omo paso mo ko university na ye de amomo me dedication fund ba de tinie akola bia ne course ko university agric science because me dadwini ni say Ghana ya fase no ya mebunu bebre for madwen ko ho say that bi no ade be to ma Ghana sika agric enti me be starti me gurumu kaso youth awo agric sector so amakola bi o university akoko agric science no me de sika education fund be so ma se akọ university akọ agric science that no ya ka Ghana akọ na nke kase mebunu dodo a o ma wie university a o ma fa agric sector no na be kaso ewutu senya isi miya ye wie ni sa so wie no bebu bebu wo mo pese mo su adwuma na so adwuma no ba den wo sua sika ni fi constituency ni ye 13 electoral area no me de matemu 4 me de ba ko CP wolantu me de 3 akoka so akosi akwele ene ofanko ene ni se Madam Samuel Pama de Esha de Pam, my starting engage you. Yet the three back into the no in that traffic. Eddie Sikanima one day at the support of shops. No, na end of the day, I could be a person who share you my the pump. Made my one name is Sika, me what need be a better machine, mano. No, my connection will go share the pump. Obi be a person hairdresser, or go share hairdressing. Or so many madam for your engagement. Or so make connecting Colana Kowa. End of the day, no babo in the sono. Sa Akolano and share you ma. Me MP, Nida Meda. Me and Kokubuatain. A dentina me pre MPDA. Me pe MP said a baya, me constituency in the phone to my penfra. Menkasa Mammy, our yearby. Why you been a sleeper by your now? Maybe I want to know, Miss Phone Kunyan to an uncancer and Kokubuatin said to us. Said a baya comes to my phone to my penfra. It's been a Mikawa now the Tewa. Yes, sure, some yard drink or Kaswapa. And into what the church can swallow, Wajadama, yeah, close. My second so for say, me 4 years, I made you a Caswano, and say, Fabian, sure, Elum. Make us a member of the company in Germany. Yabusa Yedis, I was so we and show with ma. A dual remember, so say, Fabian, Shanum. That's so fear who and show no ma. And Kokubate, Meda, as a MP. Me, no, Jumana, oh, yeah. All for 10 same, let me see, say, honorable bow, all the Germany. And then to money and Ghana cities. Me become our caswa. Businessman, be a businessman or talk one castle with my face. No one be away. Me talk when you first year, Juma. It's a media Juma, but caswa to say is. Now, my Utu Senya is a fan of my pefra. And Kuku about that there. And kind of minister. And a year lost every levy tax demonstration. And a title. Cardinal Sawagana Fene Nada. May your president. And a quiet title. It's a title there. It can hear honorable that maybe a metal title. Name Pedin, Sabbath Master, Castle Utu Senya is. Many of them Americans are here at Paris. Hey, I give your two. Or the pressure to police administration, so Papa. Adentia. Papa, Juma. Me did this at that been so pensioner. Oh, yeah, I give you not a train a Kunyalasua. One bomb with the Obiabu. And it's so say Papa no. A Jumano Oyano, or Person JD, Papa Tour, no Trabi IGP, that Paris, or Tifia Yabunidin, and it been a medical castle, I would say, is. Ya Papa Kufo, and Robert Yaso, or whom I dear be said, and money resource in Yakutano. Sika, oh, one is Sika Diamond, let's escape be Bakawa, and Sikamu, it's Doya and say, or Fra Yera and Chamantain, or Fra Yera Baredu, and not be minor resource in the same as a finance minister. And then Minister of Trade. Moshe, no more first cannot encode the phone. No more the phone, and yes, he can find it. And he is smart, and he has a for you. And then say, we are buying. Now, we will seek up with the four. Oh, Moka, and then say, Sikana get in Wajano. 1, or the with interest. 2, or Baba tax room. 3, or Baba employee workers. And my revenues, and our economy, and now you to know the Juma ye. It's one by Omaka. And you've been a medical to Senya East. Made the investment equal to Senya East. Now, Mamma Babuling here to my year. Uncle, you want to see the Mababun Sakobo, Papa, because I'm not by your time. It's go to Tomame. Uncle Mababunus Castle, Uncle to a billboard. Uncle Mababunus Castle, Uncle to do a biatem. Because I'm better about Kaka Babunus, Uncle Fadiano, or Bakata so anytime. Konako for Kumba. I know you're no Coco. And it's in here. One from the prayer.
Okay. Okay. Now, as says when I obey MPP ni
1999. And I'm a MPP ni. Now MPP without MPP Ghana ni Ghana a MPP and an MPP see Ghana. And to me my businessman now MPP dama kuma so na Ghana dama kuma so no. And into the pen agree. Me see ya for to say is amame. Now, Mrs. Constituency, I'm facet records on the IGP. You read that Paris was a police administration, you know. I'm not telling me, come, listening to you, Obi about to us, or those who go back to you, I will show the air, and some of you coming in. Say, oh, yeah, Winniba, for your market, honorable. Young man, said, who was a Winniba? And now, oh, yeah, for your market, deep money. I work Winniba, you better show. I didn't hear, or such a record, or remember, we need my. May the work and pay all the delegates 13 electoral area no delegates all in no coordinators may the start time on work and pay so far as automobile industry no me a player na me a president no na me say council automobile council no me say so eke council no what dey e dey na simi kwa say me to my work and pay me the work and pay e ba kaswa e ma baburu bi anya bi ati adaba fo anya bi ati eno no nya no munya say adwuma ina surround them a e be ma me MP di no me da
okay
minia
na kwago
yeah
mama be say we yo MP wuche enoma odi asi wani so wo pese wo ye de boa wo manfo e wo ho MP's common fan cry na sika na ebisa say eye sen de betimi aya na nti you as the business person winnim kwa ye fa so pesika innovatively wo network no etew sen a obetimi anya sika bi na wo dia support with vision because dia wo kekan de ta wo se wo de wani kwa akoto eye kakra be free aba to common fan mu de anya de betimi aye o
minia eti na me businessman no Ninya my calculate one or two things be a mayor. Ebe my policies here make in it mabem. And on the say, Ninya my start to call for nya in Sawaso. Baba, Minya Konya and I met Mamma side way into mabem. Minya way ya did you. We a penny and I say, we a leader. Challenge you say, you'll be a yemino, who bet me. That is me, Eriko. That is me, Eriko to say. Brand cardless. Yan nyam organ hano. Me Erikokubu ate na me nyim kosei. Me di si menu si se me cardless. Yesu ye nim nyam apie. Man ko isa be bia menya resource na free. Na su mi tisi mu no. Nyam ya dom cardless foi na jimi tu. E me kokodene e me ne. Ye kasa ye wo yiri osadodo e wo Ghana as a cardless associations. Ni na Erikokubu ate so. Enti we America e wo kaso adi. Nyam yi madum na de tumi ni mamya. Me be yisu NPC to no. Na me akopa connections wa brochire amanone because MP be me opportunity am a baby bia me pese me ko bia no me kokko robi because they bia me kase wo ye MP na wo ni classmate e wa ban mu a e wo world connection mu a world connected mu a e be di mo MP ne ayeden enti man be bia du no me de mo be siwo as a businessman cardinal na me rap parliament na me rap parliament a me dia e mo da ye cash important any cash the way I the taxes me ba kum yeduma no me rap parliament to me be come cardinal so because the one me so me ti ewo it me ti ka eduma na say it we the person of parliament me come ka import you know me come ka duty no me come ka se ne be eduma no be fa nyam no and me krom ewutu senya east I am a constituency so me come mo se ne be ada ti bi no and me nyam ana din ya so ya celebrate kwa me nkroma na wa betra so bia wo celebrate kwa me nkroma dan wa ya wo celebrate and then Erikokubu ate and then ye wa dampari IGP or ye ma da ti bi no onti wa ya celebrate no na be so and SSR police administration ya SSR police headquarters ya SSR all police posts so so Erikokubu ate me ba be ye wo kaso ewutu senya east me ba be SSR ma o tere bi me da wona se ma ba kokora minia ama fo bobo mi papa say metuma mama footballers ebenye sika metuma mama nyumtofo ebenye sika metuma mama wo ma su adwuma enye sika omo nsem ne be de free say na papa kufo otu wei ede no hia oya fofo na ofra wei na odi abre no ede bi na me de ba okay me ma say me be gruma sika for 6 hour kaswa o me sera ne me if you say me ko di contractor me am ka say me ko employ me me de ba ma obia ono so betuma nya bi na o tebi mi hia wo fa dama me wo ye carpenter me make sure say contract bi a meje wo ana ba mo hwe so e bad work and pay me the team o me gina so ahwe it is 60 o mo na be gina wa ahwe me sika semi na so na mo tebi me si me come nim bi wa o mo de sika na support me okay me me na ma na
all right na kwaku ekwa na woto aba
constituency wa na betima ba I want to for 21 years. Many are with me. It's a member more bit to a woman park and so. Unime, it's where do I want to say Nipanas and Catans Unime. Me to constituency for 21 years. I want to meet to Maba. I want to me remember in our. It's a many baby, our constituency one and to Maba.
Yeah, because would the American woo minimal pa. na metete say woto aba ogweja e na why say oba bi gina e wa butu senya east eti eba ne saa na ese more opportunity na so utimi eyi wo ho ano
Papa enti me call vet you bisa me
okay
one 2012 me to maba mahawa 2016 me to maba mahawa me ye adwuma makodwas me ni kwa me saba o beto maba mahawa 2020 me to maba mahawa na 2020 anda me ya ma adwen say we bi ekono me be siesie agro ni mu na ye kasa ya kowie ni pampa nso a e kowie de kowie say me ntwan ya 2024 me siesie agro ni mu na ma contest me mame.
All right. Na say ya ken how many delegates and na ye ka wo mo ho asemi na say no mo receive message in fa
delegates no omo ye 150 1500 sorry
okay okay be mama because
1500 no 13 electoral area na ewo ebi dia so ebi dia form it so far and na go say me to me call ekochia me nuanum zongufo delegates ye di nkomo a emu hwam omo ina so akyere me sampa omo meti omo tameti it so far there me kasa no pay me be net 2 it no me for video so no be dia for net 2 and koku gba che because so person me life for be mo net 2 it media and me wo another 3 electoral area me da ko so na me nuomo ekwedi nkomo me nya ma ekwa no Messiah me wo sentiment be bia obi aso person hu Mr. Erikoku Buate ne yamfa bana ma Erikoku Buate delegate omo ka so for no ma madwe se ma me no beba dia o meto abana ma na ko yo eye NDC candidate no o meto abana ma no na se Erikoku Buate dia omo ina so madwene o meto abana dia ma me nti MPP pedifo mo fa mo nansi fo na mo fa mo vote ina ambra me mo fra me na mo fa mo vote ina ambra me se ya ma me hawa enim nyama wo nya no eso
okay na obi kasa which ye honorable Hawa Kumsem ne political strides and I just say politics baby a ofia ne baby odi akwakodru oche ministerial appointments ni nyina na ba besi the nine so aye kasa oye minister of fisheries and aquaculture such ministerial material na ebase or twaso a obi ede toto ho a such people no wo madwen yo mo sa no so no pan be so be fa so convince yo mo
minia we are supporting wa wo ba wa wo no wa na wo no yire nya nsa wo so e na oba be nyinsin ye e na wo akwala no na wa wo to akwala ne din sa akwala na wo hwe no school okokoye president usno because they oba wona wo no ma me Hawa Kumsem here ne yede ne ba power 2012 yeni me chana na otie obi eni oba policy mfoforo wo bie saa so no so tie minimum no ono so ni me obu me so me bu no enti ye na na yantoma ko oni mi sa me ni na so na tie ya ba ko enti no ne tie ni a me tie ni yeni me ho enti ma me Hawa no yeni e ma ne be ye MP yeni e ma ne be minister na me so e na be cabinet minister e dey so wodibi eye me offensive no be so twaso enti abane ne kase oya awa ban mu a me so abane popularity a me so pa because cardinals me your president enti me so
Erikoku Buate hey eto da na basen
me da si awo for the form
sir
hey minia unim say ade de bia wa se ho asumriye awase ho enimunyam awase ho enshira awase ho ememe u bebrebe nyina no ase ho na amwo mu ntino mu ba atino because ase ho unya obapa otumi kokro bema emma ase ho no emma unyini che nti ade pebia awase ho ni pebia so fi ase ho nti u be president ase ho u be minister ase ho u be MP ase ho Obey to second in Japan, Papa das fighter, a yafio, Obey said, Nana is excellencia, a yafio, into your can say, Yamia, Yamioba, and Yamu Concron, into all to a banana, oh dear, Shafam, no fun form, what's so home, no for Kukuate, the Baba say what to say nice.
And you know, cross on Noble Canada, Japan Tower, Yana.
What time it is so what?
Baby, we are as a Kwaku to chicken, I'm a mionade.
I asked my mouth for Kaka. minia mento check mao na de tini asoma manfoka enti minia ya papa despite se ekoku gbanti minim de obetuma ye enti mi judi mi pia wachi mo waje kunye ya enti e boni ana ya papa Kennedy ohin okum kom e Japan se se ani dini masisa no me de okum kom aka ne dinu makoda fen bet register makoko se se ne din ma ye no Honorable Okumukom Kennedy Ohini in Japan, because it's my mentor in politics, it's my mentor in business. Samson Papa Despite here. It is every businessman, you have a gym minus one. The other minor before from Mutumapefra. It's here Papa Kennedy or support me, I or support me. Or no, the neighbor, may kind of feed you small beauty. Yeah, Papa, call me Despite. Or also come home. Campon. Or come home. All the businessmen in Ghana, in the world, they are all supporting me because I'm a businessman.
Hey, what's the doctor say? Kwame Despite their support too.
Or a businessman.
Wow, it's a business community in Yinata, Wachi.
Omutamechi say, Mama Ghana, and for the top of flat.
It's a wish I bet me capture how many votes. Percentage send a bit me capture.
Media delegates, almost about 97%.
A wood to Senya East.
I tell you, my brother, let me say a joke.
A your honorable Mavis, our comes in a place where you see.
From the Bram. Delegates, I'm a man when he said, how many when you go back? Would just some from no calculation you have. Yasha, a 2012 go to Yan. Go back and in internet, who got glove. Young got 2016 vote, and I'm how comes in Yan. Who we are going 2020 go to Yan. And tell us about me will listen totally. What must I say? No compare with me. I'm a businessman. Me a cardinal for in a charming. Not me, so no. Me so all other businesses. What are you talking about? Me, you know, from one time. For me, you know, from one time. Me see January 27, over Tesla. Then I bear the dead. Okay. You're the minor, I'm a lawyer for, you're the ama judge for, you're the ama doctor for, you're the ama professor for, man, baby, the businessman, you're the sorry, AGYEMAN.
All right. Eric Kwaku Boateng, aspiring parliamentary candidate, Awutu Senya East. We're going to pay me that, Swati.
Minia, made was a Konya Cassia Demo platform, so let me know since you with you for any cardinal for in Wagana, or Mudio support Amami, any able to say a delegate, or support Amami. Can some man almost more try me, or so of way, or Jifway, Yamilkway, Bajian, or Musina Mate, Medomina Ase, the man will be a surface apart, me check up on that spite, any era,
Father Dixon.
Father Dixon. With son and opinion, says a businessman, you have a jeep man, near this one. It's happy for you now, my businessman, we with him. Now, mamma, and this was business community for. Yet, minded a day, I come so you tell taxes, I ain't your own. And bringing you, it's a minute, I want to say. Now, from the back door, now you will call us a baby, you could do for.
Sapper, with your own kind of one, say, I had dada. With the yeah, that I say now, me too, because I mean, too, can you just say, one of my campaign? Okay, okay, Eric Kwaku Boateng, one of the aspiring candidates, Awutu Senya East, says who Pusunu Numana, what in the canker. But I'm shocked though. Meaning, also, walk up, honestly. Abrantie pa just say me yonko pa.
Isi a primaries no ankasa. Enya primaries ya edafom. Enya primaries ya edafom. Na ye ehon so ye ni bedi akire.
Pa.
Ya baby a ye besoma wo dame nso akoye bantama.
Bantama.
Yes, wono na obekọ bantama because bantama wono no beye baby a be hotspot no be bantama ye number 1. Bantama de ehwo na ye hotspot greater number 1. Ansana yasaba ayi Taifa hɔ no adwo asafo
Dome Kwabenya.
Dome Kwabenya hɔ no so ɛbɛyɛ hot spot number 2 Baba Ntama ɛyɛ number 1
Yeah.
because wohyɛ Asenso Boakye hwɛ wohyɛ the new crusading guide anim hampa allegation bi a wɔmode to no so no.
Okay, and na ma yenko hwe na ye ne Honorable Kwabena Kokofu. Odu Environmental Protection Agency dia. Ono yo gboro ewo ho. Na Bantama so de fact wa ye chairman aba be mrachi bedwani enso ewo ho. Eno ama ekoso ewo Bantama said ya wo kan say ye reader no so de Bantama number 1 e de man. Honorable ye mo ache. Na o to say no pay.
Adom de Bible no.
Yo, yeda nyame ase. Na so far wo Bantama enoma ekose. Honorable.
I never see you quite other thing. What's about to buy number 1 that I read that?
I read an idea, ye read no. Bantama number 1 ye di need ye chiripa.
I never want to say Bantama has always been there. Florida of Ghana policy. I have a call. It could cry now, Bafom. I remember 27th January. Said it to be a mobile, non son on idea. Now, you will be able to one. If you have a call, you with that.
Na, say, why now support no?
The supporting New Patriotic Party. Say, you call Yabato to a primary city. Now, you be no na trouble much from Kong about them. And finally, you be a Canada, you be a AGYEMAN. Delegates Castavia, in a paper together. And the city, I said, you be Kaka, I was my chairman, you said. Now, my MP or no crowd, this new chairman, so crowd, my police station chairman or pay. My delegate here, I can't be paid. And I'm my let's say a coordinator of Bantama. I'm son, I'm a assemblyman, government appointee by President Kofor, President. It's the union of Bantama politics in my group that says, Rubia, and one thing here, I say my constituency father. Now, I've been to you, President Anakukwado, a Juma of the Asheminster, the UPA boss, Makesia, would done when you could be before be a not a system. And see, Bantama Prime Minister, the Jama Memo and Mayan, the Omusha, maybe be a year pay. Who the media trade also, instead of which she would see.
Na ye hwese de hoi tie ya. Ghana man penye na nado danko akufu ado ekọ ho. Ekotu jegu mu ebra na o kire se ehu behia se owura Asenso Boakye won besan ato no so. Ye ken Honorable Kennedy Japan so atiese mu a ni nua Ralph Japan enso contested incumbent Honorable Asenso Boakye. So far, what share said ya a normal corner, a DNA catch them, especially why ye Bantama politics are your boarding, and I you didn't free more in ye.
The especially answer that contest. The contest to be the colonel. The 2 year that way be by 27. I'm a pastor being near start here. The 2 year. So far, I am a little process now, Penny, and Pastor say, a better one than you know, will be I said, I'm complaining. Will be I said, I've been fairness. And the fairness, and I'm say, it's say, oh, General Secretary, you are good here, on the party, Penny, at the party, you can make a guideline, and my, the various prime minister, come. And say people will be home and now we are complaining about it. I don't quite I just say a boy. I say you need a smooth, fair, free election. Oh, what? You know, now after Yankaboom, that you know, ya can't boom me 2024 elections. Enti enyehu ubia hwe akoma ni trimpi ipija adwodre wo sabi tibia ebe
But then Kabom elections ya woken now show allegations of corruption na Honorable Kennedy Japan edi tia oras and so boache. So susuam pa se abatuwe etwemu a se nrama we obetimi amende ne ye.
Yeah, check it no presidential elections, presidential flag bearer elections, and no, sir, if we say Pijaya do Pensubi, Naya, you know, see, we are the Apodadi, Sana, we to better D. Allegations are all Canadian, the meaning penny, namely young group, young TV. Now, what can you use? What's the allegations? Allegations, the idea, can't, they are two of this law. Until you're very established by a competent court of law. Untimin Kasuniano with you for, and now we did it. But the Amra Crady, just that you're the assembly tools. I am on the first time, a mass with me, and Brother we did it. Compete the competent court of law. A bay if you move to Begina and Millennium as you ask them. That's a Milano with the one. Sana, you pronounce it before. The end already. Yeah, the councils to the ano and Milano activity. Naturally, with the baby. The idea you hope that.
Asante Mantem which a year primary see a because you are how critical na sa abatuwe a year edema Asante Mantem being the MPP stronghold.
No penny, who hear my papa. For princess, Yanyan na we teach Maka Crebia at the high. Now, Nadika comes to say, so far, the woman's about to myself and American, but West and then for Asante Regional. And Yadia, one pushing the Abba and a woman, wants to be about throughout the process. Abisi Sabri. The Empire body said, you could tell Mr. 27 January. Penny or Asante Region, to mindful, or need a home. A pass my acre, would see Ubia Yaki, Sabaya, young Madidia, and Quantitima. If you know a body here, the drawback here, and our Homo Australia. We are not or no, would be a drill now. Your partnership be a clear, a better for Mamma after the and to baby at 7 you cry up at December. I don't know at this point, any the cool. Yeah, all support to know what the powerful. Now you're paying you're 2 years near declare. The wedding could go on your mother could say. After I wish the wedding could name congratulations. Now I think what to go Abu State. Who name Adabia as the Fata the Bemu. So far, they are very happy with the arrangements the Canadian Group. National Executive Committee, or Abomade Papa, the Oshe is free primary, if free, your friend event, no, Kumo Fast one, or Mr. Crofano, and Mark Pine, the Akujina Principal, Ibia, yes, we didn't be in Nina, Benny, Agama, a group that is why I'm Sabato Yamuaba. A horn there more critical. Yes, we are chat I have the campaign, and don't I need it. Where they are media may be free, and also we are not Abato Yamuaba. The immediate a very easy.
Okay. Now, contestants, you be bound so for blessings, and
Maybe about 90%.
oh, sir. And 90% that is across the region, right?
Yes, across the region, yeah.
Including one person also.
Yeah, as soon as this year, we are talking about the region and across board. Ubioha, Debria Abameho, Abeji, Isra, Ubioha, Sia Quantre, Ubioha, or say, Kavimame, you are discussing with me about Kakra. To be an India, here over. Now, can be my missing simply so. Akasa movie and I do be one dance here, and then maximum so I can't say my party penny. So,
yeah.
Then we say only on about also for food to an album fire money, and I will be able to some snake a crow with Casimua. The quality is more, but not to the extent that we call Jinaba 20 and now be a now.
So, be you when a dear, no dear level now, what do know? And ya dear, obit my yenisa.
Oh, Peppers will be on the committee, why not? But just say, I could hear Sesame Yanisa.
Okay.
Sesame Yanisa.
All right. Now, running mate, more party running mate in San Sam was Antimantaman so, Commodian Ocean, just no swakwa, one of the regions will be adding any share. Okrano near to 2 Dean Crampus, and Chokra, cry to be booty money ye. Ain't he saying that and also tear and Penufua Mokabia as a Santimantem, more position of Mohose, say, Basse, Dr. Baumia, Babu Bia, or Betanichi, as the running mate to be free one.
Saka, if I couldn't pick a crack, I was at the big car once a week. A backwalk. And no, do up their watching through electoral process. Yes,
Sapa Pepe.
Parliamentary. And flag and the class are there. They are not there, will be within the Wujina or send me. Let dinner be. Now, penny to turn on the man of Quine, now, Ukujina, now you are born in Tua, who has said, or to be no on Brabama. Yes, I am.
Yeah, Sapa Pepe.
And they all can't see it, and then a boy branches are. And Brano, AUPC near Oya flag bearer, or no, to me no one. The Ubiting Abonagi Mupo, not in any Akaka. Then Brano to a cancer, or nay party for New Uniform, the various stakeholders. National Council, National Executive Committee. And then the need to crowd who are putting for any emu and now me and for against I will now check out. The only drew what is Diamond Flag Bearer now on him or being way in Agent. The audience, the new one can be
okay, and I know credit ban so sir, I am nan kasa ho ekoso.
Sawa.
Honorable Unim Jamio, there may be a winning pa change.
I don't pay 1 day. He says, I don't pay every question.
And Casahu no, it's a yanke, be an Casahu be coso.
What to be around,
Sir, and where they visit an Amedia Macot, all ground went to Montie in Amedia. But what shall running mate in free sentiment more when you beg Juana? And our party, no, which baby a drew more breaking the 80. Who's said running mate in free sentiment bank, Ebeboa?
And those were the same things that they know. And yet, will be here and I will be arguing. Near 2 minutes, one of a flag bearer. Now, on name the various stakeholders and the general. The compassion or assisting them on with DNA in the home. Compassion is free as anti-member. Why not? Yeah, anti-member ready. As usual, I say, a BBI, a quite back also. Be any movement, new patriotic party. A concord in with them. As anti-member ready. Sana it could be free there. This near again or just Sana to see a year they would be free there. Why not? It's another the Yeshua said, make and now we are teaching now or this Yaka who be because
and no credit and no credit.
Better to be for him.
Okay. Okay. It's a mono mobile bedtime of flag bearer and a chio. Nama born to Amano. Na Ghana for it matamasies, one better about the amamo. 7 December 80 why na per wo table so no susu say obeye running mate ne betimi aboa monto agba mo bebo ediama flag bearer no ma monsem kanye mu no Ghana fon so behwe ko no matimi akonsera de ato aba ma
your constitution is signed. And can't say Uncle Pribia will be a wine or a rally make it be. Constitution is made. The wine of black bear and to say, or the kind of one, the another boy. And no, on the various stakeholders at the home to town. It means, Kimino, Rano Mama Quine. It means never in the war. No, the other kind of say about black bear and keep on. Yeah, campaign there. I said it. You don't have to be a running mate as Kwanzaa. Yes, your brother that communicating team. On my Penia Kufado. Adam, mommy, you my your responsibility. Say, you better told you my pa, a buying nugget. Now, you better can't hold them about the roof. I feel party ma aircraft to also so 1 month more let's see the say police stations are hold
yeah
me between a casa and then for do other than a Kenya no do a service ready as an didn't see the way I want to book see a man is good now your Saturday we also have been seeing because so I want to the one to see a AGYEMAN as shot here running. Now, that's a bummer now. Most of them go for the Indian Kutawi. Send your animals to one of us now, Debbie. Communicators, why would be or the pastor of a tall party. And now, Marashan was there at AGYEMAN as a soya. As a soya. They're not a new cry. Once a new flag bearer. Na yesterday and yesterday the queer the first way the body to domestic. Sir, which means to move this through Nana yesterday. No, when say ye. And then see your best parties. Not just the first time. Yeah. And then see Semi Amrano, Mapino, Nampany, Yano. You better star. There are some beers for other day.
Okay, Honorable Major Okray, why am I pen? Ye share your current parliament, ya. Akwa say Okodom dom kume yumua. MPs by 17 dear next parliament womo Emma Ebiem. Wo share a yamusumudie mu adom dudoi. MPs by do watch 18 and currently Womo Mrashibediafo Mrashibediafio who be the next parliament. But Momo Kramudi no afein so kra na babia mo MPs. Mo ba beto aba yenim casualties a ebesan record enti sa signal si edien na show in terms of year 27th about to ba beko so na modi yi MPs say to say want to retain the B and answer dynamics benya as he play.
The papa money ni ye mo. Anka benefo do na on tire wa de to mu mamra se begam ye mo. Wo mu free wo mu kemo no. Do na nka wo be hia se e bia e bebisa won ba ku ni bi. E wo mu se obi a wo the to me or the right to be ka se me ye bi. Emu bi wa da bibi na ekire na agina na bibi ntino pani edi hu komo abi ebe ni na me nim che party pani vote to sa na bon in any case enye proper that parliament whether minority or majority your best stand na se be ja brano biara if you say empedodo a wo ko ba ku mienu miensa no na unya ugbo na afi ni amo friend experience no and also so we get the kai pa send in a call parliament nipa na awo wa che aye hwe won hia won binuma afi won pin e be chechre oni ema bi kasa kra na wugina simpi so akasa wo mutimi kochu anaa di asɛm bi na ɛbɛba ho agyenkyerɛ ɔmutumi akyerɛ wo na ne nyinaa no ɛyɛ ade a ɛyɛ institutional memory ɛyɛ stock a ɛno yɛnhyɛ da nka nkyerɛ wo sɛ stock wei na ɛwɔ hɔ ɛna ɛbɛtake you through na mmom going forward no na ɛkyerɛ nea wobɛtumi ayɛ akɔ akɔduro mekae sɛ obi te sɛ honorable yi lecture mekɔ parliament na ɛwɔ mu sɛ ɔno wɔ ɛfa no ho adeɛ nanso na mekɔ no hɔ adwenkyerɛ bebree yɛwura Jogate he taught me a lot in parliament yɛn leader ɔwɔ sisi majority leader a ɔma biewi ntitia a ɔde ɛfɛ mu ɛne nkuranhyɛsɛm a ɔde maa yɛn ɛyɛ ade a na ɛsom bɔ papaapa aso wɔn a ɛbɛba parliament yi nti wɔn benya saa benefit ni bi anaa ɛyɛ asɛm a ɛwɔ hɔ obi nso bɛka kyerɛw sɛ sɛ oni ha na ɛnya kwan a mɛtena hɔ a wɔn a yɛka so wɔn experience na wɔn knowledge yi ɛyɛ bere bi twɛ mu na wɔn nya akwan ɛbaayɛ na wɔn nso aba akwan knowledge nti ayɛ tu ahyɛ mu ɛbrɛ du no ɔkɔ a ɔkɔ ɔmo abaayɛ na afoforɔ so mmra obinom nso agye kyerɛ no nti o balance ni nyinaa deɛ kɔsi ara ne sɛ abatoɔ deɛ ɛyɛ dynamics na ɛyɛ ana democracy sisan sɛ yɛsua amanɔnefoɔ bi deɛ ne nti ɛho bɛhia sɛ ɔman yɛtena se ne yɛdwe ho yie political parties ahodoɔ titiri akɛseɛ mmienu MPP NDC ne yɛhwɛ sɛn na baabifoɔ yɛ anaa na mobɛ na ɔmu tu a ɛboa wɔn yɛfrɛ no best standards no anaa best practice no wokɔ UK a na busa parliamentarian na wobaa wanya sɛ ne ade ɔso ɛbaayɛ nkyɛ ɛnya bɛyɛ 25 years ɛwɔ parliament ɛkyɛ sɛ ɔbaayɛ nkyɛ koraa no so ɛkyerɛ wo sɛ ɛyɛ bea bi a yɛmpepere yɛ ho nkɔ sɛ yɛkɔtena hɔ na mmom yɛma yɛ ho berɛ ne yɛkɔduru hɔ woduru hɔ na nnwuma yɛ no kɔ animu na pepa no ne ahoɔden no wɔ hɔ a kwan wɔ hɔ sɛ wobɛtumi atena hɔ akyɛ na waboa ɔman no kyekyere ɛnyɛ wo nipadua no nko ara wode nhia ho ne fata wɔ na ɛsɛ sɛ wo nso so wodi MPP ɛyɛyie nko ara na mmom contribution deɛ na wobɛtumi de abɛka ho deɛ na ade firi baabi adwuma a woyɛ mu ɛreba mpɛsua a wofiri so deɛ na wode firi hɔ ba abɛka ho deɛ na wobɛtumi ayɛ de asasere a nneɛma ahodoɔ mu nyinaa yɛ ade a wɔde kɔ adwendwene mu ansa na yɛsi anammɔ apere mmarahyɛbadwa ne adeɛ ɛyɛ deɛ nso deɛ nte saa bikura akɔ 2 times 3 times kyɛ sɛ wakɔ dodo na naano wɔamama yie ana ɔbaeɛ so koraa nsa ɔbɔ yesu a ɔhu papa yi a ɔno firi aburokyire baeɛ a ɔno koraa ɔnyɛ mpi afei na ɔne yɛdi nkɔmmɔ no koraa bɔ nsa 1,000 cedi na wo a wonyɛ mpi no baeɛ a bɛbɔ 200 ɛno nko atumi fa ho tu adeɛ so ɛmmoa it does not help in any way ana mp na ɔbaa wɔtwa mu no awurowuro ne kaa hwehwɛ ɔkyia no koraa na ɛno ano so ama ne nsa so ɛno nso koraa atumi sɛ deɛ contribution bɛɛ na ɔyɛ yɛn a wɔda yɛ ano no yɛ nneɛma bi yɛ haw bi no ɔtumi tu ho anammɔ boa ɔtumi ɔman adwenkyerɛ ba a ɔnyinasoɔ papa nimdeɛ no a ɔtumi de contribute anaa nyinaa yɛ ade a ɛsɛ yɛpɛ kwan bi fa soɔ sɛ bɛyɛ a yɛn electric no anaa ne a yɛto aba sɛ delegate sɛ general elections electric yɛbɛtumi a evaluate yɛ MPs no na yɛhunu nea yɛde no gyina yɛn mu a ɛbɛyɛ yie bɛkɔ baabi obi sɛ asɛm asi kasa wei na ɔka yɛn nso so yɛne yɛyɛ dodoɔ wɔ ha nyinaa no yɛn nso yɛka kasa wei ɛsɛ ntumdi yɛ so yɛ yie ne nyinaa yɛ ade a ɛboa ɛno nti going forward momeɛmmoa mediafoɔ yi na the various non-state actors a wɔmyɛ involved ɛwɔ democracy ne political dispensation wei changes the narrative conversation no yɛntwe agye nkɔ kwan bɛɛ ne yɛbɛtumi afa so a betini ataw ipanoma on one omo pepa two omo ni bie three omo wo betie na amanfo nyesa amanfo don ne mo amanfo wo mu awesemu so mo betie gina aboa bani sa inyane sa ye mo awo na ye mo amanfo na do na ye ni tenure of parliament no one gain the necessary experience na no ana bebo ama o men yakoye ni mo kebi ma min kebi amambo ni hihye mu ye ni die ama free enya dia ya de pa so ka say dom kuma already 17 years free
Yeah.
Also dom kasi 15 crowd voluntarily on akotran check na we tie ni da for na ye bobo won na o so boko transfer na se anya ye fiti amaw as a Ghanaian na when di democratic here now so ebi a benim nia yes abe to aben so obi nim nia be free mu be
sim yeah
and ye be say going forward Indian national discourse obemuni nyinara nim kuta ho na political parties yin sigina yebi yin famwa the BIA they are not ma participation women participation but I can tell you parliament upon parliament ma do na so trouble I want to pray
because no kwa na kana me de ba baby sa wono say women participation a year can obi to say ne dia ye meme surprising Francis Colton which as young politician na all ba na all of a sudden also on kubiem na just no so affected.
Yes, I didn't know so the crowd they were calling them to be a parliament we are cracking ni ho and so na me ka say any me ebe won ebisa ni na which I know some penny aye but I don't have to go myself to be private but no clear wo pa ni say a man especially omo ye vulnerable to ya no ya eye ya no ya e wo politics too much so many the customer Christian idea to talk to your husband ku ya ho ani master e wo besti na a man abusio no said o nyame bo ho and you nyina dodo na ni sa kukuno no o mutimi gina sa o how na no the ba sa pe ene na me ko pembe bi na me twene ho now so a man wo enu o pim say I didn't ba ku futi enye ba ya na no mu ko classroom exams a o mu biti o mu defense enya first class no me wan university seniority the same women the same lady the parliament timi moa ama parliamentary adwuma enkoso na o ma titre na ye fa kwan bi so etimi ka won hye ejojo won eye ayakayaka dia emoa anunti kura o ma kana me ye mo foma de akopɛ be dia tra ana so kura se akansie no o me ho fra so we sika sebene ati see wo mo and man jojo and the man yipu man ya ewa mayo semu o ben mu see ka ho se papa na itimi twie wo feel go brother ye encourage you ye oni nyina so kra no ye build your capacity na ye kire wo se o betimi aye ye point say ebire bi atwa no ne o baby o de hawa yakubu o ye na sebedwani ojinai ebire bi atwa mu ne o ma me bi e friend tegu ebire bi atwa mu ne o ma me bi e friend ama benywa do yet people should be pointing to them na ye mu the one timi be ye adwuma boa wo man wo mra sebedwama usu ubetimi aye na ukura betimi aye abrosa na ye fa nkoye ni masoma.
Okay, honorable no pay you that say any commodity out there man.
Madam Asia Blue, Madam Asina, Brunya dia na machance.
The woman is who new year the woman ya package de twa on tina ka wo brunya de ne ba ya. Se new year ne de ntwa mu na ka ba be jo de no.
Brunya no, Brunya dia no ma be dinti aspire.
Oh, Samu. Ana we go me. Yo yate and also this way na be the package ma winti anu abegin ntem. Nyankopɔn nhyira papa yɛda ase. Amen. 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 Yɛda ase. Good. Radiane Honorable Kwabena Kokofu, Chief Executive Officer of the Environmental Protection Agency, Bantama. In fact, why am Rashe Bejani or Hopping assign Aye, Jim Tenny, Chairman. Ewo Bantama Baton Peswano so. 2-time Chairman Bantama in the name of the MPP on the end. Idi Nkomoin. Enti, also I doing Chilean comedy, of course, we are the Chichiru MPP parliamentary primaries in any of Honsensem. For the Befa 050-372-1744. Now, Kwabena Saucha MPs na see and one more and Kobium voluntarily, one more actually say one more Kobium na. A big crowd contest a presidential your friend saying primaries no. Honorable Chairman Sabunsu, Wawa since 1997, or say Uncle BM. Ura Joe say Wusu, Wawa since 2009, Ura Tachia 2009, Joe Gatti, a second Ketain, or non son Uncle BM, Honorable Canada Japan, Saint Central, or non son and Uncle BM, and Ura Dambuchi, okay, Ura Rose Minister. Ya ya wofa kwesi amwakwata wankobiem ono ba ho 2010 wo hwe Dr. Kwaku Efriye Sefiyo so 2017 no ba ye imano mafo oforikrom unzo oforikrom so wankobiem te say oforikrom so ekwa ehye pa o kwa ehye papa wo hwe Honorable Benito Uzubio ono so since 2005 Honorable Carlos Ahenkra, no so uncle be. Honorable Mete ne de na menyini. Later na me confirm here. Na na kwesi ajebu ati New Dwabe North. Say New Dwabe ana wo de ne okay wo de ne bo akwasa. New Dwabe North ho na Honorable said Kwame Champon. Oko na Eastern Regional Minister. E won okwa contest no. William Oreku Edu. Ono so Afija Kwabre South uncle be. Na Johnson Edu afo no South uncle be. Ono since 2013. Francis Menu Adabo. Honorable Adabo. On so since 2013, or half one southeast. And no Rakodukum. Honorable Kodukum, the name say, now Pomodeno or from Pam. So no so one could be na Francisca or 10. Francisca or 10 and it is so. Now then, we dear. Call back Kiana. We soon could be on the class of the 2 tape. Francisca, a cohort 2017. 2 terms, you know, say Uncle Beam. Then so far, which MPP are from na, Sana, a Hona Quacoye. And NDC from Nipa 17. A bid almost to a bed it yam, it is honorable you be if you say no money idea. And they being so dear, one must say, and Yandia, one more Ebekubima, and also a walker. Well, it's a combination. Nijina with the better dynamics na, it be plain. Na yetimi ehun sedia etie ha ye need 100.9 what de ehun adwe nchire no ebefa 050-372-1744 050-372-1744 ehun na adwe nchire ebefa na yakenkan na dama pamna fa krata na yo modwuma akra ne enko
abusuafo de bakrata mede mamu atibio asa mamu akwaba aye daily guide de bakrata no owura Fred Blay and worker say wotrasa mampani na na adodanko akufu ado eba no corruption fight ya waya ade pata ma bre na eken witness bi a wodi adanse etia nam 1 and was say nisika wode kwase men's gold ya 1.4 million Ghana cedis. Anyesika Kitua. His Excellency the Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, yasi were 2 NDC yasi at the free northern region. Akosia menu cuisine yata de freno. Yasi a donation a war yawa dan tawan munya donation ketua. Bad bags you. Yasi the improve kaba demwa ye spray away. And we must spray be was a wase. And Quadami and Sa and a Sadi ekum won mua. Ayara Hossam. Afe Ghana Black Stars womo captain Richard Ofori and what I say akansie no a womo si no nibere sempa na Ghana Black Stars womo focus nyina ne say womo beje cap no de aba ede na Ghana fo ye de ama won yanta wonum wachi abrantie Jordan ayo akire say bra womo koduru park ne so no ade na ha womo pa ye concentration. Some Black Stars be concentrate sa born womo bo and womo focus womo attention. My Jerry, who kai say sa same way. De bia meka. Me say Black Stars womo problem nyina ye loss of concentration. Womo problem. Me say maka sa same way ya ka. Wo de any womo start mobile. Maba first half ebeko na wiye ye ho no omu be lose concentration mwasaba a free 75th minute ede kono Black Stars be lose omu wura fi omu ho kura so omu bobo omu problem se bia ya je foul Black Stars concentration because ya je foul wo betumi abo oh debi ye tu corner omu concentration debi enti abrantie Jordan ayo and what I say adia Black Stars elake eye concentration Mr. D Black Stars bobo debi omo bobo ametewa me hwe mu din se wo pesa wo se Black Stars ya start ball no a first 15 minutes ubetumi ahye omu because omu concentration ni wo ena ubetumi ateta 10 minutes to first half ubetumi ahye omu ya saba second half wa first 10 minutes ubetumi ahye omu ena aka 15 minutes ya ye be ponso ubetumi ahye omu because ehwo no anu omu wura fi omu ho kura se Black Stars bobo enti o se ade a omu lake eye concentration na Spanish Super Cup no omu kobo Saudi Arabia eye Real Madrid ena timu a friend sa Barcelona eba na wie no na Real Madrid asha Barcelona eka nan omu timu ba akopɛ 4-1 na abranti a ofri Brazil ye friend Vinicius Junior onimbo obose onu nko ase 3 goals ena Rodrigo enso se ba akoka Lewandowski ena take ba ako edema Barcelona nso ankwa nkosi aga 4-1 ene ya ka omutimi ni enti cup a friend say Super Cup Spanish one no Barcelona ene Real Madrid ese wonumu ede cup no na wo mutase abrantia Vinicius Junior sentia otumi ball pa ne se ehwa no wo mu ball Saudi Arabia ehwa dia sa racism no wo mu nya wo ho nti onya free roll etumi ball pa ya enokra eboa no na Democrat Daily Post wenim ha His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na probo ewo voter rating what say adia sisi a Ghana ye hia sisi a ne say Ghana nkasa ye broki economy no eda intensive care unit wempo intensive care unit wawu adamochire nti efe na ye kwawese ye betumi ede anyo anasa shoka bi ye dia shoke ne mfia ye ze tere so wa home kakra bi wonimu ha se obo wa kuhu a ni ye hu se da bi ade no nkwa betumi abem anaya te se Ezekiel no mpa akokwa eno mpa betumi anya nkwa na wose awurade wo na wonim enti sisi e ba bia Ghana Black Stars nya Ghana brasa Ghana nkasa economy no akwa akoduru no ekwan ne yanim ye hye awurade yanim so obetumi ayensenkyerene e de amaye ne ya afi wose yentumi enchansi ye beto abade etia MPP amanyoko aboso kan spare part dealers bi na ekase medofo adada ye majari nti aboso kan run about wo no nti ekwan no omunye
Obi chebi one year Obi chebi lamtino. And I say one te ha me no nyina na ete ya na koba say ye sisi kasem ni contractor no.
And wa ho ti adwuma bibi kakra bi a wonom wa fa betumi ya akom kakra.
I think finance minister na me if I stand to be corrected, I think the finance minister and as a road minister be can say one more release funds said my contractor no na watu adwuma no so e will be chebi lamte circle ho no overhead yeah and then fly
asem kura ni materi e wo fa enti aboso ka afo pa
unzo kokolebu kra na ajumse
wenya so ya ma wase anka wonsa ammo no kro no aboso ka afo don't deserve this
kwabna we kra nya aboso ka afo kra nko unzo kolebu kra is a very essential facility
na me kra de e mo wan ne se materi
ewa je say that afo
aboso kan e kokolebu
yeah
street light ya wo honum nyina nya djuma hey Greater Accra Regional Minister ya ne sabia kese ati sei light ya de ko honum nyina nya djuma enti wonam wana jukura ehu at least hospital kakraka enti say de street light no enka from head to toe eyese ni nyina ya djuma ekwan ya de ko honum se emergency bi near the nipa demu de no kwa wa se uduru run about one obetebi lamte ho e de kwa aboso kan e wonum nyina e kwan no basa no ma be kura ne yatimu oh
say one yes one day your friend is sika was that when nyina na is kasem ho sa kwan na nyina ya part of the contract
na ya ho ni akwa akodi kurasem sadie ehia die we nyina wo ho na we jai na wo kwa akoye niam bia it doesn't profit anything.
Okay, kwabena yakwa amano so yane honorable Japa Mesa and deputy energy minister na takwa nsu ayemo nso ono no ye mrahye second d hwe be yas sa the position honorable we the fachem pacho second d on the mrahye bejani second we dey anko mbe buru me pa o we dey wo mo fa nchem wa we dey anofom brejo yo me dan se number so bibia boko there
adumaragwa
yeah then yanko panse yeah me ase
comment na me tie o background na no interest
kwabna mafo comment no yeah we who say honorable yes interesting because we hwa sa kwan ya ye ka ho ase obi chebi lamte overhead ya ye Ozama roundabout no so are very congested essential facility e wo ho e chese wu twam wo ho na wo de obi oyare kra twam wo ho very difficult because of kwan na wo mo ye ne na o ka ho asem because yete ye be kwa kodi bronya no say aban be release scam contractor na chese wato adwuma no so wo ho it's na ye issue of concern na
obviously there's always rainfall before rainbow appears.
And
the master in our water and the financial situation that you want as a country, which obviously ain't in the center on the way could be made. OSEI 2018 to deal with the energy sector debt and the banking sector crisis has impacted where we are today. COVID only compounded the problems. All right, of course, Aban had not anticipated the COVID baba. And see, even if you were borrowing to deal with a particular issue, and your plan is to deal with it going forward. So if the pandemic hits and it puts everything out of jeopardy, we have to take a step back and try and rebuild. And that's exactly what we are doing. And because of the
creditors committee discussions now about on external creditors on the one. Most of those projects have delayed. I'm going to tackle be all. Which be even Labadi Road is delayed. Thankfully, we are almost getting to the end of the discussion. I don't know, was it the Friday Ministry of Finance will issue statement that when the creditors committee, we reach some understanding on the key terms are obeying from the term sheet or memorandum of understanding that will be signed in the coming days. That would unlock the IMF funding, one, and two, begin the process of commencing or resuming work on some of these projects that I've stalled. And see, we need to situate it in context. At Masa, some you are road no here, they expand, they interchange easy traffic or what. The company start to cry in the first place. But it was important that government does that project. Say that the present reality that we are in, that we need to restructure all those obligations so that we can have the requisite space to continue and also fund other critical development projects in as a country. Let's be patient with the process. I'm sure that very soon, as has been communicated, we will see some action on the road.
But honorable, maybe some way, who say, Sao Bichebilamte, runabout here, can't want to say, somewhere 5th August 2016, and a parliament approved this loan of 39.2 million. Na yeba behwene dia yes akwan na aban sesa eba ye to aba December January 7th ye dia aban foforo eba be see so ye mama ben ti dey bisa say and ye the question challenges and the turbulence you were my is it understandable?
There were two phases. Okay, phase 1 was done and completed. That phase 2 is what is being done. Adamaza. Tema interchange. There was phase 1 and phase 2. Why phase 1 years this year? Jaikafu will continue with the phase 2. And see, data now. There were 2 loans that were approved for the Bichebilamte interchange, and the second phase that is facing this challenge. And like I said, it's all going to be resolved.
All right.
It's going ongoing because see. It's not as if we are unable to pay obligations as and when they fall due. But it's getting a kotua ekawa aji maybe what will be left to fund other critical things or Ghana. You probably may have to use some of your non-tax revenue to pay for all these things that you have contracted to deal with a particular issue that you had at a point in time. That's why you go back and try and renegotiate and restructure the repayment obligations now. So in your space, it may and the man care stimulate growth. Now it may have more resources to pay for these facilities in the long run. We need to be broad in our outlook. Criticism, it's easy to criticize. There's no issue. But if you don't situate the issues in their proper context, you'll be throwing blame really at some individuals or leaders for unjustifiably. Why do I say so? Assuming that the government had decided that hey, banking sector want to do to bank and he's not going to deal with it. What would have been the consequences on the people of Ghana, on the economy of Ghana in general? Assuming that the president say, hey, COVID, well, none of the bank. It's only you're on your own, deal with it. It's not going to deal. What would have been the consequences? Assuming that it says energy sector, what would have been the consequences? So these are decisions that you really have to deal with. And that's the responsibility of government. As the issue look at the while, it has crystallized. What is the way forward is what we need to interrogate and see whether how now Abano is to claim to deal with it now. It's something that is workable, that can, within the shortest possible time, get us back on traction. That is what we have to focus on. Now, that's when we're going to make progress as far as I'm concerned, my honest view. No humility. Now, you count on one as opposed to the blame game that Abana mismanaged the economy. What's the basis for that statement that anybody will make, for example? Because as far as I'm concerned, the energy banking sector issues that COVID came to compound is real. Government had to deal with it. But if you deal with it, of course, there will be consequences. And there will be consequences. Sabiwa, you or China, let's say, everybody have to, if you now, it's not within your budget to resolve. Ebekere this can and deal with it. Uba na be Kenya or require major surgery. Ebekere and deal with it. Maybe you deal with it. Then after the corner there, they deal with them particular situation now. That's exactly the same thing that we are facing. In the case of the matter now, that they are irresponsible. Would your son be justified in calling you irresponsible father because you borrowed money to deal with a situation that was confronting your child? So, that's all these things. Yeah, of course, the politics now more in President Muhammad, okay, the only baby I could some kind of different about us, get us room, they are purple, no. So I go,
Okay. And now, Yamra substantively energy sector. So far, at the end of course, yeah, last week, say free Yawada, ba Bessie Chumana, Connedia, sa intermittent power outages in the year, Hunubium. But now, for be complaining, say, what can I but still, now, can you do mana? You're finding out in the beach, let's say, your fault, and then the account,
two things.
Yeah.
Your generation, which is Kaniano, and when will produce Nanododo, ECD will pick through Gridco, will distribute my nephew. The generation in your ECD want to unpick BBN one distributing coin fee. Generation now issues within their network, they are greater. Even though generation want to deliver of a both, we need to get them distinctions clear. Last week Thursday, or this night, I believe it was a Tuesday. And yani wakofo, yani one year, they provide us a service. You move young gas from the Western Enclave, yes, about the Eastern Enclave. Ongoing process for number of years. Now, here's one count. GMPC was one count. 19.3 million. Oh yeah. Previous invoices, yeah, which we won't get in and on November invoice. I won't get. And say we'll make a demand on GMPC. GMPC, SIA, can be Wapco Social. The GMPC for Trouble Ministry, ECG into one count. And the Wapco full of threat in the will see the miscanning of a book on 9. We engage ECG and also Ministry of Finance. ECG in Juman, yeah, can be at that time. And the Ministry of Finance will be available, some can be 10 million to pay for them service. Which immediately was restored. And so that then allowed the flow of gas from the west to the east to power generation. What before you also see the fuel, it took away some volume of power. Honestly, we have some outage across the country. And then when you look at the end peak demand is in excess of 3,400. On the day in question, about 500 megawatts of electricity was taken off the system. That shortfall, even though it was in the region of about 10%, as the Green Crab, a third of generation was taken off for Enquire. But it was significant, no doubt. But that problem has been resolved. And see, on the first issue of generation, there's no shortfall in generation because the fuel gas that powers the plant in the east, which was taken out only due to some outages, has been restored. Now, on the distribution side, it's not within my purview. I'm going to make with the ECG. Maybe I can see another doco or issue me or I'm not going to see a doco for another connection for when you're line. And you bear me out there, some distribution problems, substation issues be. Oh no, your generation or any generation, it can occur at any point at Baba. Oh no, offer localized outage. And so if that is what Nkofwe experience are, how that then translates to do so about the intermittent outages starting from Thursday to today. I'm not sure that in itself will be fair because on your accurate representation of what the issues are. As a matter. The engineer heard them distinction clearly there. Hey, for example, doom saw between 2012 and 2016, I mean now we are in this room for 4 years. It was because, according to the government at the time, unavailability of fuel from Nigeria, which essentially is gas. No, what's not alternative? Liquid fuel, LCU, HFO, DFO to power the plant. When you come to be, there was a huge shortfall in generation, which then led to power rationing over a protracted period of time, spanning almost 4 years. That's a fact. There was a shortfall in the transportation of the gas from the east to the west because of some outstanding obligations that have been paid. And so that problem has been resolved. Honestly, the light of CBA because there will be local outages that clearly the distribution network operators will have to address on an ongoing basis to resolve. You see, there's no doom talk as far as I know from all the information that is available from the Systems Control Center. If Obia and your light of the regular outages every now and then, possible some localities because of some fault or the other within that particular entity.
Okay. Now, honorable IPP so ye could do bro nya no my warning. Say honorable say oh na one more can you say aben to omo ka one more so ebe dundum mo mfidie ama ya da so mo ne ya de bro nya no wo so mo.
I know correct because you are using generalization for a particular IPP at Bazaar. Then I'm a member of a team that has been negotiating with the IPP for the longest. One account here on the house in the region of about 1.6, 1.7 billion dollars. That owed up to July of 2023 on our ban warring fence on 1 year negotiation. And 4 of the 6 IPP have essentially closed. There's 2 that the discussions are still ongoing. In the July was on there from August. A revision of the catch water for mechanism. They create a 2-tier system on ECG1 process. The one on all the IPP for invoices and you want to negotiate in the region of about $43 million. From August every month, they are with your own account. And this outstanding obligation that you want to negotiate now, and of course, one of them made a demand that look, also financier or obligations all will meet. And if some of the obligations are outstanding and their financiers are on their neck, then they are quick to jump on government and say that they have some money. One of them, Sonan Asogli, made a claim they threatened to withdraw because we hadn't concluded negotiations with them to enable them also go back and restructure the obligations to one funders. And government of Ghana made some funds available to them while the discussions continue. And like I said, those discussions are ongoing. I expect that latest by end of this month, those outstanding two will also be dealt with, so that we have some structured repayment plan with them. Some over 2, some over 3, some over 4 year period, some 5 to repay whilst we remain current on one current invoice. So a lot of work has gone into some of these things, but significantly, and ECA, fix it. 35% of that 1.7 billion debt is excess capacity payment. At least, Mr. Etsy, Mark,
me was super honorable. So we say that but person one who see na bibi sound sense no question.
I'm not going to claim the A. But we keep it on the raft.
But person what's it a cost you saying?
Me say 1.7 billion debt now up until July. 35% of that is excess capacity. Power we haven't consumed. But because of the contracts that were signed by your previous government, you have to pay. At least 30% of 1.7 billion anymore. Almost $500 million. You have to pay. And so these are the issues. Now,
but honorable, but clarify I deal with you. Okay.
Assuming they operate radio station. Now, raw material they use in the production act up to the point where 30% you don't need, but you have to pay a better than your profit. Off the hook, you are negative 30%. A better than provide quality service your listeners. That's a problem. But that's why I fix it. Now fix it, negative 30% only. A better than I fix it overnight. Come on. When clearly you know that trajectory of who raw material uses controlled by maybe 5 to 10% per year. No more. Also, management, I can sign a contract for raw material that you need for the next, all of it, for the next 10 years. That's the problem.
Honorable.
What?
Sasemiya can say,
there you go.
Abandada no sign.
There you go.
A contractor. Me ordinarily no. Maybe sa ordinary question na. Ghana ni bi bepesu baby sa wadaroma na which much remo.
We say.
Aha. Sa contract na mabos wasa abandada na sign ya. Eye excess capacity ya ebo ye kawo no. Bepacho ewe he na yebisa se so. Sa abandada na sign sa contract na ka ye energy sector no. Na ka ye capacity ebeso ye ana.
So, makade all of it. Because your demand is growing by a certain volume. Yes, that means you need additional capacity. How much additional capacity you contract is relevant. If your demand is growing by 10%, what it means is that say 100 in that for the next 10 years, it will grow by 10% and 110. Just straight line, 120, 130, all the way to 200 in 10 years. In the contract, 500. And that, when you need 200 in the next 10 years, what have you done? The 8 year 500 million account. What have you done? That's the issue.
Okay, may I understand it?
There were 100 now. More add the capacity. No, that's not what anybody is saying. Because if we grow part, in every year, give or take 10% from our account. So had to contract. So if I contract 200 for in there to go for the next 10 years, it will cost you money.
Okay, I agree.
Year, they use the 10 of it. 90 will cost you money. The following year, will increase by another 10%. 80 will cost you money. The following year, will increase by another 10%. 70 will cost you money. The following year, will go up by another 10%. 60 will cost you money. That is the reality of the kind of contract of the NDC sign.
Okay.
I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that government should not have contracts. No, we have seen the trajectory, and we know that by 2027 we may need additional capacity. If you start here, you want to add some capacity, but assuming that the NPP are going to sign 4,000 or 3,000 megawatts in there to come on in 2027, when in fact all that we may need probably around that time is 300. What would you say to the government? Was he responsible? Was he responsible?
Because the okay, sa capacity na bandada na san ye no. Yenim say me nim de kakra wo energy sector ne say bibi say ne say yesan a enye say wo san ya na aba e be take about 3 years and sana activity say be bato me right. It is supposing say more masan because mobile mo so masan 2 PPAs. Yes, 720 megawatts. Ye him say ye add on said ya na working. It is one pass ye were excesses.
2015, and total dependable capacity 3,190. Yen system peak was 2,281. Which is total system peak plus 18% reserve margin, right? Total system peak of 1,993 on your peak demand, and 18% reserve margin of 348. And so the system peak on the planning reserve margin 2,281, and a surplus of the total dependable. 909. That's 2015. 2016, it was 803 surplus. 2017, it was 1,514. Why? Because some of the power plants that were contracted in 2013, 14, 15 had come on stream. 2018 was 1,480, 62. Because your demand is growing. In the peak system is reduced. 2019, it was 1,333. 2020, it was 1,195. 2021, it was 1,011. 2022, it was 802. What it then means is that 2023, the figures which I'm yet to get will reduce. 2024, it will reduce. But I'm saying that between 2015, when you have 908, all the way to 2021, that you have 1,011 excesses in Fiakawa. Okay? Will you or will you not pay for it? But obviously, you can see that the excess is declining because demand is growing. I'm saying that by all means, you ask President Kufuor, we had crisis or RDB, we power. It came during the era of President Bill Sosa, President Mahama. They came. I'm not saying they shouldn't have added, but my argument is that the volume of power that you added when you were in government has led to significant financial burden on the state. Fact.
Okay. Now, point noted. Yansha bibi to say take or pay. Energy and as a power purchasing agreement, benya, bobesanya, aya take or pay no. Enim because take or pay, and no, oben wa power ne di ama wo no. Aya the guarantee say adwuma no ba be yama wo no e yampa se obeyi so ekono so na so bo ana mode bo mode am say can you confirm say take or pay anymore ana
take or pay behind him.
Take or pay him.
Take or pay him. And I'll explain.
Honorable.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, crowd. And I said, and you now move. What I will explain.
Well, fancy the animal doing Zana Mayra.
So there is no take or pay clause in that agreement. We recognize that, yes, if you are new pesca, that there be a project be a show will repayment mechanism. And look, in truth, MPP can't issue about take or pay. Not necessarily because take or pay in itself is bad. No. But with the politics, all the baby are, and make a statement be a phrase now they be a pick without even necessarily interrogating the basis of making that statement. And see, yes, it will get lost. Communicators will pick a take or pay contract. I sign the take or pay. I'm a lawyer. I've done what you call it, project finance transactions, and I understand that some element of take or pay is necessary, no doubt. But the volume of take or pay contracts that you sign is an issue, right? And see, yes, any take or pay contract we have. What we have said to AXA, you sign an extension of an already existing PPA and a new one, is to say that, look, we'll take and pay. But we know our demand trajectory that is growing. And see, we would guarantee you a dispatch of 40%. So what we have done is to give them a guaranteed dispatch, not take or pay of every power that they
guaranteed dispatch, meaning what?
Of our farmers, 40%.
As a Chan is saying,
that power ever generated, we guarantee that we would dispatch 40% of that. Because every day, depending on the demand and fuel availability, Green Cofor, we will offer merit order dispatch. What dispatch? The power plants with the least cost fuel every day, right? And see, if you give somebody a guaranteed dispatch, what you're saying is that you are assuring him that 40% at least of the power that he generates, you will dispatch. If the dispatch is when you pay.
You dispatch.
Remember, a dispatcher. No. But if you dispatch it, you have taken it. And then you pay. So it's take and pay. When you take or pay. What are you talking about?
Oh, honorable.
No, then.
Honorable.
Remember, but if you dispatch, remember.
Okay, me too, pa.
Take or pay is that whether you dispatch or you don't dispatch, whether you generate or you don't generate, I'll pay you. But that's my fact. Take and pay is that any volume that you take, you pay. And I'm saying that I'm guaranteeing you that I will take 40%. So you've taken it. And if you take it, would you pay for it? Chairman.
Okay. But Anna Ebu we are getting the understanding of, but the BBC say now when it's a moment. Okay. Now Obi bet me the Fidiana BBC will not because on generative power, but you will pay for it. I don't know so what
America there. It's a guaranteed dispatch. What it means is that I will take what I will pay for what I take. But I'm guaranteeing you that because I know my demand trajectory, I will take 40%. If I don't take it, I haven't taken it. I've given you the guarantee. What it means is that I will take up to that volume. But if I need more than the 40, I will take that one too as well.
Okay.
Mama John did a woman that won't confuse you.
There be and yes, Obi Kran they convince here, but for for young Ghanaians and say betimenya the proper understanding. Ewo, I just say no ma'am. So, 18 na just say momo dia na sign there. So when generative power ne dia, you are not paying for that 40% guaranteed dispatch now can one seven.
Chairman, my catch out there. Me now or your system planning. Right? I gave you an instance that say what demand trajectory or there will grow by 10%. You plan for with that in mind. If you say demand will grow by 10%, you can contract and say that look, next year deliver me power, I'll pay 10%. Because I know that my demand is there. So it's a system planning. How you plan and roll it out is important. Then when I can sign the contract, I mean, my manifesto, market may install 5,000 megawatts. Into whether there's a market for it or not, whether I am able to pay or not, and we sign it, take or pay 5,000 megawatts. Are you being responsible? Chief, that's the question. I'm missing any problem. Let us debate whether the decision of Mr. Mahamu take it there on the power of generation on about final into our sign. No issue. At what cost? We cannot debate it. And if we know the cost, then Ghanaians can decide whether those actions that were taken by government was responsible or not. That's all. I'm saying that within the context, it was not responsible because it has come at a huge cost to the state. But signing 500 over 3 years, another 500 over another 3 years, another 200 over another 2 years, such that by the time that the contracts are actually built, it takes us a way shorter window for whatever take or pay, assuming to even be paid for. And that because you needed reserve, then we begin to appreciate the thought that went into that kind of contracting. But as it is, Chairman, yes, maybe in the next 2-3 years, all that power will be required. But that doesn't take away the fact that over the past 8 years, it has cost you huge sums of money. You are a rocket scientist.
Yeah, I agree because then I can maybe be say power no even though say your who car nya dia
wasted forever.
Yeah, console na be person metias.
No. Then check document can you throw. I've really demonstrate to you that the excess is declining. It's true.
Yeah.
Because the demand is growing. Industrialization policy abandon role around here. All the electricity. But it doesn't take away the fact that a cover agree to the IPPs. 30-35% is excess capacity payment. Nobody should argue with that because it's a fact. And so, question is, can Ghana afford to have, if you like, wasted in quote $500 million to pay for electricity generators for power we did not take? Or maybe, well, you need the power in the future, so it's okay. 500 million, which can build a lot of hospitals, schools, roads, including Obechebia, every mayor complain about backyard. All of that within that space of time. Let the people decide.
Okay.
But let nobody say that they did us a favor by making those contracts for Ghana. Please.
Okay, me pacho yeah clarify when so my you know ma ye ni and who understanding no. And then you rely on West African Gas Pipeline Company. Is it because one more tunnel na you use on the year reverse flow no? And answer one more gas and casa.
No, West African Gas Pipeline we need gas behind. We need gas. And we're a transportation company.
It's a
transmission company.
Okay, it took some one more air transport
pipeline.
Yeah.
It was the West African Gas Pipeline. It was conceived some years back. The Nigeria one excess gas in deploy across the sub-region.
Yeah.
So that we all can have a benefit from the excess gas in Nigeria. Of course, not for free. We will pay for it. In the end gas, they get to gas from Nigeria. But some companies came together. Now, was setting up West African Gas Pipeline Company, WAPCO. I was what they build the pipeline from Lagos all the way to Takani. But time, and discover gas, not oil, in commercial quantities on the President Kufuor. We decided that order to monetize the gas maybe. And will be see gas processing plant for Atuabo. Even though it was part of the Jubilee Development Program to build a gas processing factory plant anyway, but that's fine. They built it. No dispute. And then subsequently, 4 year investment in ENI, Sankofa Gas, right? And see, the volume of gas, say, therefore, pipeline, and as part of the Western gas infrastructure, Ghana gas plant, the pipelines to Abuari. There's a from Budra. You do use now Western enclave, right? In fact, the reason why even the car power ship, Nana Dodan Kwakufu Adona Banobe, or exchanged the smaller one for the bigger vessel and moved it to Takrady, was because when ENI came on stream, gas Nina will re-inject. We're not consuming it. Meanwhile, it was take or pay, so we're buying it. That's it. Hello?
That's
it, pa. Now, that's not more woman.
Honorable.
Because but that said, that gas was re-injected and kept for us. Truth. And see, you used to be. You used to be. But because of the investment mechanism that we use now, you use one son in now, and sana, ya tomorrow top from one hole. So, a component of the gas that we buy today is actual daily production, which we have to pay, costing us in the region of about $49 million a month. And then some makeup gas, making up for what was re-injected on our behalf in the past. So we had to move the vehicle, the vessel from here to Takrady to consume that gas. And the excess, for West African Gas Pipeline, one pipeline, now you feed power plants in the Tema. It's because one pipeline, ordinarily, one directional to all the way from Nigeria to Takrady. They have to install some system that allows them to reverse some of the gas from Takrady to Tema. On the reverse flow.
Yeah.
And they charge us for that transportation of gas to Tema. Yes.
Okay. All right, Honorable. I don't pay you that say any inch the more with the Amaye. Yeah, Jacopo. And so far,
tap from.
Now, one of the prime minister,
Why you party? Democrats but more contest. Yes, but Yamin pay.
Nipa sign a contest too.
One.
Oh, okay.
And see, I came on Pibona.
Okay.
My campaign contributions I had already. Mama.
No, ya peka krawa. I mean, no, damn, ya peka krenta, no, baby. Oh, but now would you new year, dear neighbor? Okay, I don't know. That's the only you come. All right, okay, good. Right. Okay, how you need 100 points now? You're honorable Ejapa Mesa, Deputy Energy Minister, na yenya dajia. Ye no medicine. It is somewhere. Ochirechiremu is a beside the money. Are you convinced? Say, Dumso Emma back and 050-372-1744. Solomon Asante, what do you can't say? Make sure no say set Hammond. Yeah, member of the PPP communication team, Bebana Lawrence Kwasigati, NDC Communication Bureau, member, no so Ebabekaya Hoa. Ghana Muntie. Right, baby, I do want you to fire 0503721744, making kind BM from mom. Richard Daddy from Masama is in Ghana today. Kwesi Abuaje is suffering, McJerry is suffering, Kwabanamafo is suffering. Father Dixon is suffering, Namasama is suffering, Ghana is suffering with these dubious, lazy, and nuisance taxes imposed on us. We are all suffering. Only those close to the Jubilee House and members of this treacherous family and friends corrupt government are enjoying. MMDC's ministers, government appointees, and their side checks are enjoying. Hey! Okay, so Richard. Ghana's hope and future is JDM. Amasama's hope and future is Honorable Sede Mafenyo, Richard Edifree Amasaman, and Odiaba. Teacher Kujo Edifree Ayadentase. Also, John Dramani Mahama has nothing new to offer. Hardship under him will go much higher. And the same man who was seriously campaigning against free senior high school and even promised to cancel free SHS, cancel teacher training allowances, review the creation of the regions. My goodness. NDC has nothing best for this country. So, Chia Honorable Kwesi Adujan, Bono East Regional Minister. Where it seems Honorable Kennedy is buying the Bantama seat for his brother. Is that democracy? Where I am Pedu or the free a young coco and Odiabe. Mesha Kasante the free Abosio kind. Also, the NDC is not ready to give attention to people like Oku Anyudohu, who has lost his sense of reasoning because of bitterness. And let me tell him, the victory of President Mahama is coming like a kite, and there is no hand which can intervene to prevent it. JM all the way. Where you Mesha Kasante and Odiabe. We say good morning, Mark Jerry, or say AGYEMAN. The lazy Baumian PP administration claiming the inflation is coming down. What about the exchange rates? Due to Baumian laziness, Ghana is using 3 different one CD in the form of 2 different coins and a note. Ghanaians, let's collectively vote massively against the MPP incompetence for Mr. 24-hour JDM to rescue Ghana's economy. Alive about the free Madina. Where's McJerry? My name is Ebenezer. Fabina. Honorable Freddie Blaze should give us a break and tell that to the Marines and not us. We are not gullible but reasonable electorates, and know the incompetent president Akufo-Addo hasn't fight corruption than any other government. His embodiment of corruption and will go down the history of this country. So Chiale claim Akuruku. When you say if it's a shame for a Voltarian to join MPP according to one opposition party general secretary, because it's an account party, is it wise for that party to get votes from account areas in the only region no party get a single seat ever in the country? No name. When you say I hope and pray that Ralph Japan wins the Bantama constituency over Asenso so that those in power will sit up when given the nod to lead people. Where are less Kofi in the Adenta commandos. Comments Adomi Piletu say McJ. This is my best 6 honorable Kojo Ponkroma of Wansa Yiribi. This is my best 6. Kojo Ponkroma of Wansa Yiribi. Honorable Kojo Cranchi about you say about Tiano English amount from Lawrence Sokumkom, Ajen Sam, Heman Loba Densra, Gloria, Owusu, Robu, constituency, Ralph Japan, Bantama, and there's Kwamena, and there's Kwabenada, they really do. Etiwa East, Isaac Kwamena for Shaman constituency. What do you want? Where's the Macari? Please, 11 days from today, Ablekuma, let's come together and give Honorable Sheila Battles count 27, 87 votes. She's doing the good work and let's vote for her. Where you like Yakpalu from Odoko Chinebua, electrical area. Eric Kwaku, the patriotic voice, but you must say it's so surprising that some Ghanaians still want former President John Mahama to come back despite all the abysmal performance exhibited. I don't know whether some of us have forgotten the cancellation of the nursing teacher training allowances. The teachers even didn't get shocked to teach the school children. If we allow JDM to come again, our children will never forgive us. Thank you. Mukaila Jonas said, John Mahama can never be trusted by saying He can pay the assemblymen from the budget of the Office of Government Machinery. Please check the figures or the allocation to Mohammed presidency in 2012, and you will realize that it's been one of the outrageous allocations ever. Mohammed needs power. That is why he's promising even without basis. Let's retire him. OPK Sam, Dr. Baumia, incoming president 2024. Good morning. MPP is the only party with good and better policies for Ghanaians, like the free SHS, the 111 hospitals, the drone delivery system, mobile money interoperability, and the likes. So we should maintain the MPP government. Regards to Stephen Tim, national chairman of the MPP. We say with the greatest of respect to Honorable Kennedy Ohene Japan, the destiny of the MPP does not lie in the hands of any individual, and not even him. If Honorable Kennedy Japan thinks he is powerful, why can't he use all these powers, money, self-acclaimed influences to win a central region where he is coming from for the MPP? No reasonable human being would ever bite fingers that has fed him before. Indeed, MPP has really nurtured and trained. So who is the monster? Bajo. Abdul Rahman Bako, Old Barrier. Teacher Kujo Edifri Tepenyi the Soso. Also, former President Mahama talked like Ghanaians don't know him already and have forgotten what his capabilities are. He has so soon forgotten that he is the only president who has been described by the majority of Ghanaians as incompetent one. Greeting to Eric Ndanaji, my prempe, parliamentary candidate hopeful of North constituency. Hussein Isali Fukasu also America was built by Americans. Therefore, let's build a Ghana that we want. Home, sweet home. Esobayata's MPP is the only political party that gives hope to the youth. Therefore, let's support the party to be in government for many years. Oh, the message I will delete. Okay, Lamtekin Rashid. Also, McJerry, good morning. I wanted you to ask Mr. Eric Kweku Boateng to mention all the electoral areas in Awutu Senior East constituency. By the way, these are the main hot areas to be watched, namely Ishiaso Bantama Yendi, Tome Kwabenya. Well, so good morning, Jerry. It is time the Ghana Football Association reviewed the invitation of players to the Black Stars, and it comes to light that the foreign players invited to play for the Black Stars don't give their best as they protect their legs. So the FA to build the Black Stars with the local players. Simple. Hey, Mr. Tay Golf Estate. Wafake Newplant Station said Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is our next president of Ghana, inshallah. My regards to Honorable Isaac Queening, and for incoming member of Parliament, Shama constituency. Pablavi Pokia said Bengal says, I don't think there is the need to engage any MPP members in discussing matters concerning wrongdoing on their part because they had never admitted any wrongdoing, and it is due to their dishonesty or dishonest behavior. Reason that we are in this horrible situation. And next, they also good morning, Mark Jerry. MPP government is insensitive to the needs and aspirations of the citizens. Street lights are essential for the road users and the people who live and apply those roads. Alas, as I said, if Zone Central. Also, the government led by Nanado and Baumia are dishonest leaders who has lost credibility and trust of the citizens because when they promise to move the country from taxation to production, they are rather taxing people with impunity. MPP, never again. Fiaviquete, wait, Franklin Fiaviquete. Franklin Fiaviquete, this deceitful political trump card. It is a curse for a Voltarian to join MPP. Every Voltarian should see the NDC as a religion. Will Fifi Kwete, gargantuan highest magnitude, tribal bigotry yield the NDC fruitful political dividend? If the key political factor in Ghanaians election is tribal sentiment, can Fifi Kwete party win an election in Ghana? I extend my warmest greetings to Dr. Clean Hands, Baumia. Ke Kusi Ejoso Besiase Baumia. We're only 24-hour economy can save us, so let's rally behind the wisdom and JDM to come and rescue us. TK the free and your spintex. Musa Abatua says since the inception of the Fourth Republic, MPP and Kufuado and Baumia are selling state assets like Kelewele. They have sold almost 90% of our natural resources and collateralized all the institutions that generate money for state, but nothing to show for the unprecedented amount of money that they've received. Ministry of Works and Housing are selling state lands like tomato. Musa Abatua. Sammy Watcher said the only option is the MPP. I'm very optimistic that looking at the vision and massive developmental projects initiated by the MPP, we will surely break the 8. It will be disastrous to bring back Doomso again. Ghanaians, don't let's make any mistake. Vote to protect the free SHS Baumia. The free SHS. And Baumia is the next president. That's to Abdul Razak, who is going to lead Fantiakwa South. And then Abdul Razak, Obaba Mifia, torchlight, you made this. It's Anna, you make a date to meet Abdul Razak, Fantiakwa South. Where's Honorable Japan Mesa? He should stop that propaganda. He wouldn't even give you one document. And that is why I admire Honorable John Jinapo. Not, he will give you facts, data, document. Elisha, Tay, or the free Osu. Mustafa Lowa Menya Krobo said the next NDC administration, led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will make sure that 24-hour economy is implemented to help enroll more youth into workforce. The big push will as well be implemented to help reduce road traffic for smooth running of the economy. It's a Mustafa Lowa Menya Krobo. Well, it's a good morning to you, Mark Jerry. Kennedy has spoken, and that is all. And I think all the way from Kaswa. Okay. Many I am a for the discussions in my bed. Solomon Asante, Solomon Che.
Jerry.
I want to say, I feel go back to you. I feel yes, yeah.
First day of the first week.
Yes, I didn't from him. No credit. That
was, I think, last week.
Last week, yeah.
Last week.
Was it last week?
Last week, Tuesday. Last week, Tuesday.
And the week.
Pepe.
Yeah, you are right. Okay. Sir.
Andy.
Now, what to say?
Namina do more official.
People more African comment to also more official papa.
African comment.
Fit say one one day near
Amen.
Now people no make say.
Baby aboko na medadi.
And matisa mo biom we na to mugo so.
Ye din. Ye go super. And we are encouraging every PPP member.
Yeah.
On contesting for any parliamentary seat across the 275 constituencies. No, say it's free to do so. Provided you're a Cadbury member and you are in good standing, you are free to do so.
It's both parliamentary and presidential on the maybe
presidential no will be open in March.
Okay. It's when they are parliamentary.
Parliamentary.
Okay.
So we are hoping to end the parliamentary by February, then March we take off the presidential.
Okay. All right. That's good. Lawrence Kwasigate. Kwasi.
Mark.
Manchena, I want to say.
Chudam Ponado na Mumpai.
I'm official panso.
I think come to here. I feel say na mabotua o white no. I kese. And then no white no, but dot be a the black room. But I feel say but no pure white.
Pure white.
Dot be.
Because me be free black mo be 3 days more any.
Yeah.
You be free more and it's next year. And 1 year was last Wednesday.
But
that was on the 10th.
I has it. Apart from the tradition, I has it.
Yeah.
Because in the Ghana, I am in Funta Yukuna. In the Ghana, but Yukuna na Mosi.
Yes.
Ntijamin Shao. Na Besiano so be other biano. Nakupo on Pepe Papa no Fanonto.
Amen.
And my friend our cage no so. Mina not to Jumbi.
Yeah.
Osi Ejenya me there. Botumo maswa. Dem tina odia siame.
Wow.
Mabomodi masiame mudie. Ejo nyame nyimi de motumo masia. The mean so to me as well.
That's right.
Until not that sure.
Better say. Higher needs 100.9 Tabella Fono I crado. Na yanko and mani yanko and Samakodoa. Egu upon so. Yaman penyen dada John Dramani Mahama egu a yena pro bonoso. Samakodoa PM. One of the things na ye chendi dia toto a year Franklin Kujo. Then someone so the two just say next government or bebano or problem because MPP are being SA no amapoto. Oman penyen that John Dramani Mahama so say is being measured with promises bosha or shono just say or the susudi ato home because MPP are being SA or minor and inti bosha bi or she be and then down assembly members will be to amaka 1,000 cities each and no bosha washa just what this susudi ano or they ato home inti ye bisa so the next government because you know say this current government he term in Baba na 7 January 2025. Next government ebe inherited or main saying na idea HSA MPP woman so main poto ana ye hwe bisa MPP parliamentary primaries and so any munsem and so ebo hwa ye di ho komo said 27 omo hwe anim so ombeto abana bibia koyi nti mama chance solo be chance afro so
yeah magari dedi kan chia ye tiefo e mamu nyina afihia pa Ghana man nyina mo bibia afihia ni won so asebio wo ni edi agro no e wo abef 14 times so e online mamu nyina afihia pa ozi ya papa mampeni dada se bosha o shebia deliberate because onimi say he is going to deliver on those bosha no. Yes, Sebio, before Wama Sembe Mokaze, Sebe, Anoa, Yede Cano, and yen no ana Yedi, Yedichia, Sebi Humbida, Yatibida, or Maimo, say Yebeshebo, now so no Uku Remua, Utimi say, Ebia, circumstances, a prevailing or hono, may not give you that enabling environment for you to deliver exactly as you promised. ABAC were the two political parties are formal abide in this fourth Republican dispensation. It is nya dia asebio yen hu bi da na se yen ti bi da. Na meme die omampeni dada or kan sema ya na me wo me reservation kakra because sebe we kai say ye be ye election 2012 na or yes, say in Juma in Niema, like a promise youth in Juma Niema. Oh, say within that period, in the year 13 or take you over to 2016, 2013, 2016, youth, you know, agitated more about employment, you know. I didn't cost too much. Any who demonstration near my said, your man penny, a pursue no my out me by out. Ever can say, Sebi, on your magician. Oh, it's no ultimate say, and I'm the kind of I don't know the best say or the promise, no. Say, we will no share the circumstances now, woman, any on mine, Tibiani, na Sika 7 Tiena. That tempo I'm making na, say, you, at Renche, I said, I putting us at Renche, may young course, we are say pandemic, at Tunipani, a woman, ni aftermath any Russia Ukrainians and some Asebio as a global village. No, the global economies were touched, by that incident in CEO, Russia and Ukraine. No, Satan be saying CEO. Now he was finding it difficult to deliver on that simple promise. Say Ejuma, Emma Edum Pempe, so to me being a no can say on your magician. It didn't even end there. We had a whole minister then Rashid Pepple emani ba out be can say youth mupe ejuma or prescribe it to ejuma ma say bi omomo university omususo mu ni ejuma no ba ko ye say ukọ nwure mu no ko odi sickle na ekopɛ grass etwitwa begua ubenya nkrofo ma wa beto de to so mi no ko nwure mu no ko sasa abo kakra ento be 2 months na wanya be si one trip a ubetimi aton raise sika entina ejuma ono so prescribe no meanwhile no that wasn't the type of job I said you na university graduates they were calling for. And as I said, you when it doesn't tear omode eto abama aban no. It would me who saying, Sabi, uti chire what sema obeka no, Sabi, ukoko remwa. Well, to not can I'll see you are nowhere near the presidency. And you don't know what you are talking about. You see, you know, system na woman, woman, chire, senior, emotion, senior, making the aftermath of pandemic in twin war year by you know any the effect it has had on world economies no your fair share of it no you are not in government so you don't know the real hit in it into no way chira obeka oh me ba me any say but ave the demand no ba and rather you are not a magician but where the bar I don't know what you are going to tell the people until me can say more share but share the Zebia or share with me share nebo na mumu no you should bear in mind say enye ni nyina na betimi I materialize it or ba in case say nkopon ye na dom na so nya obetimi aba and it is never so Ghana for so ayetie no yentie ni bear in mind say man peni dada no nka say mo aka kire say amanyo sem say na ye no do campaign time say dia kasa no uka no kware kakra no edi ntro kakra uka no kware kakra no edi ntro kakra entin it is up to yen na ye receive message na fi omampeni dada John Dramani Mahama ho no say so kasa ye di beto litmus test ni ahwe say ana we ni ye the intro nature no the intro aspect no of campaigning send you no aka and na we ni the nokware aspect of the campaigning you see my penny that John Dramani Mahama or can say na e was see a way ni ehwe say we ni no nokware na o can say e wo campaigning and as we ni any trop go e be hun say campaign message de enima mienu be di ntro kakra no aka we kakra and na say be ma me wonya ne baby ko my penny your friends say Nyakopon fan crazy Amasha verse Benyuado. Oh see oh now it was a campaign talk. And a campaign talk. Yes. So back can it oh we need a benyard na obi so when the campaign talk and they forget about it can be done. And then can keke. So these are some of the things that me no say be yera JDM okasa maybe 2 meter. Okasa pe no enter e me betra kan say yera JDM mi hia no chia me good morning na. Before I will respectfully respond no me pege me ti ahwe wiem se ana eye ewie ebo ana se enwumre edu e na wo chia me good morning ana se ya no pa ansa na majeso because obechia good morning na ko tie se waka good morning to so kwa jisu good morning e bia na enwumre because ne kasa wa ba yati ase se enima mienu ti no wo nyensani no yo bia wo discerni well I was okasa twi hu mienu ansa na wo yi ano
ansa sam ne sa na oka no
me de sa na mete no magari wa shefita sa na mete no what do I say? So I see who campaign here. One couple say, "Was a man yourself no campaign here? Yeah, never me no truck kakra." And I make just say,
"Na mo metwa na mo kan, but on no,
na sem all kan no. Me can be answer na no ye. Did you all can me boho?"
What do I say? Nto amu boy, mo MP before. As no crack kakra. Also no. Yes, I have the video. Message the amount. Yes, I need here. Message the amount. Full speed in your boy.
Any boy. Some can bo.
My year 100 pe.
Say honey me there. Because a honor say me no only be kasa. Baby of say a honor challenging. I was so sheni ye no. I say read the book. What kind whole lot? What can highlight and highlight it? Baby of say a hohian I was so sheni ye no. That is it. A honor kakra no here say amanyo sem there who ye campaigner we didn't truck kakra no can say no me on dalani on today be na umitirimu ti okasapa na me hwe ni ti we ni entro no part na na say we because I didn't hear two in campaigning it we ni entro and as we ni enquire so that is what I always in fact anytime be meeting kasa bia that is what I say okay we ni there because me say the tone say Juma say me can say me Juma ve buy hit in too much I say I'm not a magician what means and it is true too because there are certain things at a certain level no you cannot handle but at least the way ananka was on nkrofo ne be kasa no and no so na hu hia because we your man peni and same bi wo ho ana say pf we no ma e ya na obi kana say me wo fa kwesi prado kasa da braka ya na no we dey say ususu enye say ban raw process ne kakra ansa na piaba if we no by ban raw sa na e ha dwene etino obi say man peni that John Dramani Mahama ni say no can but this is short no is what I say about it. I'm not saying what he say he cannot do it or he wouldn't do it or he can do it but what I'm saying is saying me be see inseniani na mahwese and when our can the negative part na ye atron and as when be positive part ni bi no
but
is
would you also
doable
agree say next government or be inherit free this current government in Samanom or be face difficulties
next government obe inherit next government obe inherit and obe take it over from Nanado led government Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia government that government
according to you
according to my gospel that government Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia yes because definitely don't see I think we are in a transition whether you like it or not in fact documents IMF reports and say your friends Fitch for report by also kakra we are getting back kakra and your friends apparently saying finance minister ko use say 10 and then there was
10 round the corner.
We made a 10. It was a 10 round. We've turned the corner. I said we 10 because can I say that corner as at 2022 the fourth quarter na easy money. That was the time I maybe and pay bia sorry I check dollar rate and san and even when you are at work almost every 5 minutes try to check Sakodu saying because say we can see BB piano but no we are not facing I am sharing you because so at least and just at the best I go few gram check class and say just stability be bad in that was the time I say me took 50 and straight me took me sing kwala your friend is of anko na my parking na my family trotro lolo bus whatever na my back room me we are because fuel 23.3 liters 1 liter for 23.3 series na me do but now say be about down 12 on with me managing kakra so that is how it is going to say kakra manage you back but yenyendu hoye and yenyendu baby I want answer na the escalate is whoever takes over is coming to inherit that problem no so say kakra san nyame adum na e betisi ni dadam na afre de ye dollar na yetimi nya a single your friends figure rate as compared to the exchange rate to the dollar na afre de ye hu say oh afre de eniama ayeden aye okay na ye fu so move from that 12 na lingering around na drop over that single digit na net and oh then you see say yes it whoever Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Aban Ayabeba from 2025 January. Obano Betina Soa. Definitely Obabe inherited where it has gotten to. Na kakra said and Yami Adum Edi Mirike inflation the rate at which you crap na because a year 22 December. No the back exactly a year 12 months of 2023 December. 54.5% na at by 23.2 wow empire na yebo nyankopon so be yadom wato so yadom na eniema na beti aba na chi kakra sa ba besi ye dedem na amaga na timanya ntoma pa eden
okay mera same need 100 points na Solomon Asante na otene kano mami ko Lawrence no me follow the protocol set Zato
bege
PPP
yeah sorry party papa
good ohun say Ghana for to abama mo obe inherit o man Ghana as airport
well MJ made us make me brothers from the MPP ni NDC now my Ghana for nyina afishapa na ma chia PPP abusia me say question you be say a very delicate and a sensitive one of course because your name say every government obi bia or better take you over or see when we came we inherit a zero coffers she nimu abana anja she why misplacing why digan eskenyina there na ye hu o maimu every government I think say when former president Atamels Namifani Crancy or took over from former President Kufuor, he reiterated the same thing. Said the MPP left nothing. When current president took over from former President Mahama, he also said the same thing. Said NDC at the Ghana's Kenya they inherited a zero wardrobe. A fiança na Ghana is going to crawl on his knee and say na kakran na omanya skadi abu Ghana. So I think the trend has been there, but the question is and now sema mipsa me say enti aso obia ekwa not even 1 penny say major, because at the end of the day the finance ministers, they know the influence of this country, how much we get, how much we spend. And I believe, say, before any government will hand over to any government, they do all these things. So why? I don't think that every government bar, see, and MJ in the government talk or one giant she and bread, so everybody should fasten your bed. I could say, it is where politicians siphons money, because yes, we were made to believe, say, abanye koi one giant she. And but is that the case? What beside question says a PPP? Yeah, but yes, it depends on how much we get, because I believe say every handing over no, the finance minister is part of the government transitional team, so they know. As I said, influence are echo the aeba. And they will hand over. And say PPP are buying a bar. The amount of money the then finance minister Edibe Maye no a seed money ye the best share of money as ye. But see they are made to us no every presidential candidate promises. See the campaign that Mama can say he will be judged with the promises that he made. No, every presidential candidate does promises, but may say you see, I'll blame Ghanaians for successive governments failing Ghanaians on their promises, and I would doubt Ghanaians taking our presidents, our government to tax. It has been there. I didn't meet Nkrumah, I didn't meet Buzia, but I met Rawlings, so I know what I'm saying. Ghanaians have never taken our government to tax on the promises that they've made. Oman paying that Mahama promises when 1 year. Was he able to accomplish it? Now our current president promises when 1 year ama Ghanaians. Send me Pamucho Ghana for try me. What are we seeing in this country? The hardship that is revolving around us. Ghanaians are PPP and it's a PPP about I shouldn't say it. Now I'm defending the indefensible. We need to come up presidential candidate on your Oman pay mama embe country. The promise was here. Oman pay abe de chi Alaji Mama Bamia. Or see he has his own vision. He should come and tell Ghanaians his vision for this country. What do vision achoko to kom obinsunam and Oma flimsy promises. Ghanaians should hold up. That is why when we listen to the policy of PPP, we don't just come out to promise. We say things that falling from heaven. We just tell Ghanaians the practical things that we can do to help change, to help alleviate the work of this country. But they be see Ghana for yempenokre. See the man pay mama I can say campaign time no we lie to find our way to power. And Ghanaians yempenokre, we because of that we are not holding our government accountable. If you are holding our government, which government and Baya say the focus is for the youth? Oba, not job for the job for the I don't know, but you see,
Now I was listening to one man supporter. That was yesterday. And I am making a comment and the comment I found it very disturbing. Say why some of them young from who are called AFCON is because they were being tagged. Say your Alan supporters. The current government tagged and say your Alan supporters, and I found that thing very disturbing. Very, very disturbing. Are they not Ghanaians? This is what we've gotten as a country. Say because of that. What say nipa no okra needed communication because the beggar say wonye PPP ni wonye NDC ni wonye MPP ni enti the breno me farmer no they come obi at sebi or beggar say on do ya because that party that person sings the song of his party. No they come no. It is time that Ghanaians should hold politicians accountable. But now part was so yeah they is that the country that our forefathers is that the country that our forefathers left for us? It is hard time. If PPP Namia don't by March we come out with a presidential candidate, anything that he or she says the country should hold him or her accountable. The same thing applies to John Mahama. The same thing applies to Dr. Mamun Baumia and any other presidential candidate. Ghanaians should hold them accountable. Now we should make sure say all the that they have made no, they should fulfill. And I mean, I'm chat one Mama can and I think say a laudable. It is something that PPP they are paying the assembly members. And a very key. The assembly members does the work of MPs because most MPs know the parliament, but the assemblymen all the time know are in the constituency. And since time immemorial, they've been going for assembly meetings. They are not being paid. And once when him say Ghana about politics of monetization, even assembly elections scramble, say amount for massacre. I think said there should be resource enough. Say Busumi on him said on also in a good direction and here more so that they also have the edge to do the work and do the work for the electoral. They fit assembly member. I don't think they say contract. Yeah, money be. Yeah, we say now they go for sittings, they are not being paid. So I think it is something good. Say, even if former President Mahama cannot even win the presidency in 2024, which I hope he will not win. But if the PPP government comes, it is a policy that we are going to implement by making sure the assembly members are being paid because it's one of our policies. It's one of our policies. Say you say obia.
Okay. Meda say hi need 100 points na Lawrence. Yamo flag bearer as a you baby adwin so obeba no be me excuse ana.
Anopay mechia etifunya na mechia me co-panelist. Mechia excellency John Dramani Mahama. Na party mpanyimfo nyina 50 manto mfu mechia won na asema odagwe se ehwe nsem no mu ye ya o mampanyina na dadakwa kufuado ono na o ye Ghana mampanyin sisi amyo kase on the 4th of August, MPP for to super delegate the super delegate conference. What do you were 5 aspirants for presidential flag bearership. And I do not go for do. Or catch a Ghana funa amwa media fui na mukobisano. No si o. All pompai de aban for babano. Oba be yefi or hawa ye wo mu. Na oyene clear the economic crisis. The president himself admits that he has created an economic crisis for this country. And his hope is not in resolving it, but there are buying for Babano. Or no, and no would you there, the Mabine Butumaye. Now, say Eshana or Mampenyin, Oko MPP, time flag bearer, who you were Dr. Baumia, Oko Accra Sports Stadium. Ma Oko Koba in there, or Mampenyin's there. Offer Dr. Baumia, title the Ombra. Na ombeje no mfi economic nsɛmsɛm mu usande ofi do ɔno na onyim economics na nipa wa fa otitir de bra na batoto Ghana's kasam na under you awaka se fem mo ma penina na opa on Dr. Baumia titir de bra na batoto Ghana's kasam na ses kasam na apansama na owo GDP there aban fofu no baba na fi there na adodangwa guvado no gidi ne Dr. Baumia because Dr. Baumia no watutu kasam ya wama economy apansam. Then that is why I agree with Omampenyin and adodangwa guvado for the first time on this that the next government only there it is not anybody from this government because this government has messed up. Say ete Owura Franklin Kudwa also pity the next government. And he didn't just say it on a blanket. More kind, you know, actually, Miss Maganes Kasam Aye. Amaya Yatim Abai Aqua co renegotiate ne indebtedness to a year creditors. $5.4 billion. Oye kawa odawa onu ye kofo kakra bi o enye ye ka onyara onu we negotiate there then aban don't muntua tisa aban fofo no baba no in 2025 one we will see to it there yebotua. So what it means in there already now emba aban mu nankasa no wa start war suawo ejuma wa bra 1 year in se bia de wo beja woska ti dem ma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama $250 million, not that to a stability fund, $250 million, not that to a sinking fund, $250 million, not that to a heritage fund. The trade fund in Kotimpo, it was $750 million. Or Mampenyin, John Dramani Mahama, or the Jay Abain about two, Yenimukwan offer that with this Kai Basabasa. Menuka say one face can be unto one firm the next government. Based on this, now I share the international from the projections on this country, how we are sinking the country. Now share indebtedness now there. On my opinion, John Dramani Mahama, who is a full-fledged politician who has seen it all and is the most experienced, in fact, when it comes to Ghana politics, as we speak. Now, you think he will make the mistake of the flimsy promises to the extent that once you get your back right now, what the model be about, they will pay you. All these things are political games just to sway and get votes. Meaning you have so lot hey. Honor within the party, no. You know support Alan Martin. Why there? Said Dr. Baumia, no manage economy ye mo nya fa so. One support Baumia. And there, Papa no on your bia sebe ma okano obotum waye. Because there are, I'm not here. I'm not saying politics you'll be one. Maybe. But what I'm saying in there, he didn't believe that he has turned the economy around. Let me figure you're looking. Dr. Baumia made us all believe that if the fundamentals are weak, exchange rate will expose you. What are the fundamentals? The fundamentals, now you are saying though, inflation. Yeah, 2012 up to 2014. This is Dr. Baumia. Inflation rate are what they buy. Also, Baumia questions Ghana official inflation and exchange rate. That was 21st August 2014. Now, when you come to 26th March 2015, also Statistical Service placed Baumia over data figures. Baumia comes again. Doubt about Ghana Statistical Services GDP figures. Also, Baumia on the 30th March 2015. So now, if you are here and you are saying that, wala hey, you impare there, move far at the Bielungwa. But all you know in that they will churn out to tell you there, oh, inflation rate, you know, it reduce you from this to that. Masa, inflation rate reduce you. Say reduce, we know it. So as for those figures, to them about me another on there, the more figures are watching out, you know, of which he has argued with them from 2012 to 2016 now, and will be winning power, no. Why argue with Ghana Statistical Service? You know? I think Baumia himself doesn't believe in these figures they are churning out because the economy as we live in is harder than the inflation they are churning out. And how it's dropping, we don't see it in any of the things that we buy. But sir, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, with the most experienced politician, now Okada, he will be measured. Why won't he be measured? You know what you are going to inherit. So you have to begin to plan. And look at what he's saying. All the plan about the ministers, me for 60. Me for 60, I would reduce government expenditure by so and so. I say, government machinery. Figure what them on. Them 2 billion Ghana cedis. Say 2 billion Ghana cedis. Say mutual assemblymen of Ghana have now but some 1,000 cedis. Each a whole year no me here 80 million Ghana cedis nam da ye damus Ghana enya fi na ye ma minister of finance wa kwhwehwe sika na oba government machinery no ame me yi ono 80 million out of the 2 billion no me zamon
paying assembly members
to pay assembly members into what is in there he has identified the source of funding which is existing fund and he's going to sacrifice from that fund to be paying assembly members. So who on this earth can doubt this? Because the money is already an existing money that is allocated to government. And he said, as government, I'm going to tighten my expenditure and make this allocation out of this. As soon as allocation goes to government, assembly members have their salary. Automatic. And this will turn out to try and pemdo or bigger them now one share or bigger them one share. Please, we've gone beyond this. The MPP is known for messing up this country. The Dankwa Buzia tradition is known for messing up this country. We know of Buzia. Why are they for coming from Buzia by 40% at the time. President Kufo with is the same as so the value is the same. Can you just imagine? You can't manage inflation and all you do is to knock down, then it ends there. Now let's look at Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Baumia, the mess they have taken us through. Look at our indebtedness. Look at our inflation. Look at our unemployment rate. Look at our and they don't have any solution as we speak because Dr. Baumia, being a candidate and being the leader of the MPP, if he has nothing to show or if you have something to show, this is the timer. Yes, something is changing. Now, the last week, Oshia a friend the monk of senior citizens, our Flagstaff House. About some okay. Also, the economy will have a rebound, and all his hope was on IMF. The president didn't have any hope. as we speak, we are owing. We had $530 million from World Bank. What happened to it? As we speak, we are owing. We had over what we see today. What we are saying in there, the government and politics and elections, it is not just about lying gimmick. I'm smart, I can do something to assuage the people and get my vote. To them, what year 2020 was almost free. Where we are, mommy, a school colleague or West College, a goodness, I be I say, then sooner what the man. Now, if you there in Suno, why you Rebecca Kufado in the kitchen? Light now what the man. If you there, why you Akufado, Rebecca in the kitchen? So who should pay? I'm saying that all that the money they got in 2020 to win an elections. Now you have seen what I've gone through. Me ye Jan or Kade. Remember, Ojan was there, na economy no, and when you external shocks. Masa, it was better to have external shocks because that is a global situation, and that is why you had free $1 billion from IMF in 2020. Why? Because there was international crisis. Besides that time now, we had a peculiar problem, and the problem was existing in the 70s, down to 2013, where West Africa Gas Pipeline and the Modo Wakawa. Oninti na yero sofa do so damu kofi wo tunnels na what the gas from no opai, and we needed gas, and that is why we have to do the investment 1 billion at Atwabu. This was an internal problem. We couldn't get any support from anywhere. We couldn't get brought you the energy as we promised, and the sources of the energy are permanent, and you have renewed all the agreement to date. Until you have benefited for this, and we suffered for it because at the end of the day it was a Ghanaian problem, and we could not go to international community to say that the Ghanaian problem was an international problem, so we needed our assistance. Your problem situation and the external problem. Okay. You have external support. So
okay, madam.
We
So the problem in Ghana is not only solely on the government of the day. Our main problems are that we lack the ability of taking responsibilities, accountability, and all born down to corruption. Even if God send us angelistic government and our ways are not right, the benefit of such divine leadership will be result to any manifestation in our lives. moving forward as a country, we need to deal with the issues of accountability. Also, I could for UK. All right, Solo. My primary is in it. Okay. Yeah. Set.
Yes,
That's it. What query about any other political activities, especially in this?
Well, on the MPP primaries, no. I think say it behoves say every political party, Monko primaries na munyi kandi ni obedi mweni.
Yeah.
What I'm about to say is say they should elect people who can speak for them when they get to parliament. Credible people. And they should stop this the highest bidder win. That's kind of motion because Ghana, for what I'm saying is obi discover no say J na tumamia discanning. But the American is the Progressive People's Party. We are also gearing up seriously we started with our parliamentary candidates. See the medical kind obi bia ofio say it's in good standing of the party, in good books of the party. I feel say or per se uncle Jinano, uncle funny form. That person should go and see the regional chairman. Go through the process, you go through vetting, and you start doing by March, we also come out with our presidential candidate. But we can assure Ghanaians, this time round, we are giving Ghanaians a very credible, and yes, they're not credible, but we are giving them a very credible person now who Ghanaians will believe in, who Ghanaians will have the full trust in. And I'm telling them, so when Ghanaians vote for that person, they will never regret voting for a PPP party in this country.
Okay. Better Solo. Set us yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, Solo. More primaries, any other about that.
Oh, the premise is I can 10 days. Sorry, 11 days.
11 days, 27.
Right, 27. Yeah, Bonyam Empire, yes, and yeah. In fact, we're at the very last phase of your premise, yeah. Because other ones in Maka Winkwan, I send you call peacefully in the other ones, and so I'm very hopeful, say this very last bit, so will be foot. Because I'm a BBI as so after all the heated one, that is where they will be going through vetting and way with team in our coming. I didn't know you way film never Sunday morning film the archive for some days now. We all know say in every constituency they know say nipa win no mukojina a win kwana or corner put we say so we know about it. I don't know so far and far with team wakami be my. No one said delegates if it is acclamation, if it is an election, Embo say we are 5 p.m. and you may 5 p.m. and they just say, yeah, who will be on the smoothness level. The only thing I will say is saying, I will beg of the delegates and even the aspirants say elections and yet any first time elections, institute elections. Elections have been there since the days of Kwame Nkrumah. And what happens is, by the end of the day, it is only a seat, one seat. No two persons can occupy the seat at the same time. Definitely, there will be only one person occupying it. So after the next 11 days ahead of us, it is only one name that will mention as the occupant of that seat, say Okoye, a parliamentary candidate in that constituency. They should start psyching themselves from now. If you are a delegate following a particular candidate, note that the other candidate that you are not following is also likely to emerge the victor. It's also likely to emerge the winner. Just as you anticipate and say, oh, candidate winning as a come out as the winner. So, 250-50. Either said the old and I said the other delegate and on side with candidates, and also the ordinary or no candidate. Honestly, no dear say two things. Nyakopo also dear. Oti obi ampaibo by baby a dan e hono de to. Enti se kobani say wo de na mbem na onua ne de na be mu a. Praise the Lord. Sebi adwenkyere say na wo ka kire gati wa ha no say. Sebi yes. I followed Honorable Alan Chamantin. The father that followed Honorable Alan Chamantin does not mean say ye a candidate as Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Baumia. That means I followed Honorable Alan Chamantin, so I'm not going to follow your candidate. So far as I remain a member of the New Patriotic Party when he a flag bearer. And as you rightly told him, it is about contest. And as I there shouldn't be contest, internal contest. This is where members of the political party demonstrate what they think is right for the party. Na no ye kwa kensie na obi adwene se na me ka kire delegates omokoto we obi adwene na mo be ma so ba kope na bepi mu aba. Okay. Tidi pa ne be mu a ye president lord ye nyina okay ye nyina pa na ye di akire na ye koye nim. That is the beauty of democracy. It is a menu agato nyanti democracy as I'm just trying to explain more to him. Say yes, we go to elections, you make your choice. Yes, I have my choice, you have your choice. By the end of the day, choice we need gate be kan ye nyina ye ko. And that is why ye to abawie na say political party being the candidate winning as the president. Ye nyina ye Ghana for following that person. And you hear me saying say your man penning during the period of 2012 to 20, I say your man penning John Dramani Mahama. Gate be kan say your man penning John Dramani Mahama. Though enye me political party candidate. But my friends, ye man penny because from there to about obey assuming the seat no ye nyina ye de aprekope. Sa so na ne meka ye man penny Nana Dodankwa Akufo-Addo. Gate so kan say ye man penny Nana Dodankwa because yeah, to abano, not ono our John Dramani, Mimu Nanado. But yeah, to obey, and from the day Nanado was sworn in 7 January 2017, obey Ghana, the antino, Casanes, Yenina, Kambum Casio, your mum penning John Dramani. This is what I'm trying to push to the delegates now, Beko to Aba, in the next 11 days. And they say, Yenina, your to Abani, we are, your choice is either a win or a lose. We should put that in mind. Start psyching ourselves from now, so that if the unfortunate happens to your candidate now, you shocked and overreact and say enema. Yes, because MPP we are known for peaceful elections, and let that status quo remain.
Madam Sim, Gate.
Yeah.
A quick one. Yeah.
Me small kada menti democracy. Nye democracy na menti ase. I was making an emphatic analysis of Dr. Bawumia that Awanka Sampono, at a point, two people realized that no, he has not done well. That is what I meant. I didn't say there. And that is why you chose the other one, because he food over to wire, Papa Esiono. That is what I said. So it's a matter.
You have gotten it wrong.
Okay. So
now you are going to the reason why I followed him. I can tell you, it's just as simple as that. I started following Honorable Lecturer Montie. Excuse me, like when at a point now I don't even know about Dr. Bawumia. I hope you understand me. In the political part, I hope you understand me. So that was when I started following him. Okay. Yes, I say it has remained so.
When they say internal when they say
no, he's trying to build. Go ahead. He's trying to build on the point. He said this was inferior. That is why I went in for that, and that is far beyond that.
Yeah.
So
the fact is, I have followed this man since.
So you don't choose.
When even we don't have. When it comes to competence, there look, your friend since in the end, he said, "Here are John Dramani Mahama and here are Mahmoud Bawumia. They've all been vice presidents before. Okay. Let's check their history as vice presidents. Yes. Okay. And yeah, on when young commission and certain committees, young check it. So
no. Hey, Mark, they don't choose the best. They don't choose the best. The MPP don't choose the best. They don't choose quality. They follow. No problem. Into Ghanaians, look at it and choose. Look at it and choose. Now, more women there. MPP primaries. Yenyi Morocco. Yenyi Minsema Orupui. Yenyi Mwana. OSP craft from which I think the OSP said them kind of there. He has a lot to do because a lot more are going on. Into one investigation, say what trend there, ebi obohudo be my 500 na there, and then they should set investigation or investigators down the ground, and they'll know exactly what is happening. But I'm an American in there, yes, internal democracy. Definitely, some will win, some will lose. And one of our parliament, we know their performance. Usually, there is one man I admire. May not have a program or had that. Formerly, not a deputy minister for railways, and the Apiakubi, honorable. I know the more kind of MPs, there. I don't know. So I could be minim, so I could be mumpodia. I don't want to retain one. Why? Because this is a man who the Okoi na finance minister or yeah enyoma ombwa aban no onye oman no they stood up at least one kwakan wotanshim there because we belong to a party whatever mess we should just go by it. Yes, if there are people genuinely there, if they are there, they will help the cause of the country because they are not just there for themselves or for their parties. They are there for their constituents in the country. I mean, at the larger picture, people who have the more nationalistic interest, I think by the way, now was selecting one and I will elect one. Now, allegations, though, obi and you see, obi today Asama Kennedy in Japan, Okokan Bantama, Efa Asensubuachi. This is not the first time. There was a time, sir, Kennedy Japan card Asensubuachi urged $20,000 in the name of the president. Anytime obi pedo ko president na day. And the more allegations, I don't want to investigate because say a Momochichi if he in Swase Ebakade Denchimewa. This is Kennedy Japan, who is a core member of the MPP talking. And this is the second time he's accusing the young man for some nefarious activities in government. And he, as a minister, another penny we don't blackmail you. All the resources that you need to deliver, no, even at the expense of the poor. Yes, your cars are what them, if you are what him, can you want to ya, intera, what share your tom one, we be there. I think there, say, Nina Nechi Shaki to another demon. Na freebies are winya. Na say, a na say, F for Quanfu do not a debo mine fuma. If, say, Owusu Pamu retain ma, in Kadamunyo Manyome, and the other Wotumku OSP. They were investigating because this is something that is real. The person who is alleging is an MPP person just now. The person who they are alleging against is in office just now. You can do it.
Mine alleging.
Okay, Japan. It's alleging. There, as in Subuachi, urged $20,000 on behalf of Akufo-Addo. Anytime anybody want to go and see Akufo-Addo. This allegation has come. Now there is a new allegation that the same Kennedy Japan is making. Nana make there. Momochichi fi nso ade bakacha joy denche mewa wonji na chinje because ono onye denche mdawo enti OSP should extend the investigation. This is a matter of calling the person. Say Kennedy dey be also the one there no. So he should tell Kennedy and he's obliged to give evidence. Na yehu there one obokro no.
Okay.
Enti amesre MPP dey woroko because the caliber of people who are vying for MP shipper for the first time in the history of this country. Obia Oshe de wotua aban adwumafu na ka e Ghana control accountant general also local elections. What it means in there on yes sure de obutum wasanso watna office obium. The mara so a presidency renta Akufo-Addo bayi na no obia le pe bebi akọ Eugene Ahene ko baby Jeffrey Seki obia so it tells you share the signal not more director obia le pe baby akọhye nti ehun there wala we ehun there missile of a defeat no why you press into obia
understanding.
Oh yes, to obia le pe hiding place and it's a clear offended analysis there the MPP is hesitant nti enwana go feed away smart woman no enwana wall pe safe haven. Because Parliament today, at least you are 4-year tenure, able to that I hear you up and down. Me also, I'm the one pick a form because you can wanna when you be put that other way and one woke up a baby asha. Sanka one year she so de. Kausu pe baby share the ma, na kaya the ma. But on year she, you have a power, me do one.
Okay, Mami kwa manaso. Therefore, also be sure wadwin 03022435540. 03022579002. Na ebacho watch wadwen e de amame. Memo ache.
Yeah.
Yeto yanko.
Mamintia Dr. Ham, incoming member of parliament, Trobu constituency. Any NDC, Wakasa Papa. Leading Eddie Collins, Abacasa Free, and Mamoli, bit in a friend, Tabru, no. Mini Abena. Share your man paying an apple any vice president. It is a command kind of young Japan, dear party, Cassay, and comedy on my ebay. Mike, when you on Montpellier, not paying Sika, not paying resources, because President Muhammad, and you to a Jessica Cassadi to me. She national debt 120 because what can because many you tax at the money paying in advice. I know so president. She the day you see do close to 800 billion. Now you kasa, I will be saying so and family because your man paying a kufadu opposika or junior vice president, you know, which your tax. Now you say your vice president, somebody president. Now ye one a people and amount ye kakra na wo no sanko. No way.
Okay. Madam say mame fa next one. Me beto ma tio.
Yeah, nyama Gary na huti sana.
Nyame adombo be ma yeti o.
Eben kwa benya nie. Maminchia elipim aplugu. Onja dishi konkron John Mahama so. Odi for 24-hour economy. Eba. Na ama Solomon party abopusa. No mu dwi wo mu ntia asie. Because mo ntime nya sa vision no. Eda John Mahama say. Na minchia menya NDC no wo so. Sina wa church say mu no. Na solo ati na me di wo ya. Senya menya kan no. Se anka Ghana eya we japade a wo de bema the incompetent President Akufo-Addo ni ba ulaya so mo manage ana. Mutimi kodi $2 million if the IMF. Mo diskani yede. Ma diskani disi. Na ni eme yakra mbo se the second 1 billion ko mo kodi my Jerry. We fair parliament within 1 week. Na ama process here na IMF diskam. Ma diskani na. Mama yenti asiese in the days of John Mahama, Tumson is because of say yenti minti omoka. And the one koni omama that akani na se mo di omoka. Moka chains dumsiesi. Media minim say dumso akankasa.
Okay.
Can you dum na yeso say dum 6 hours. Kwa anase we I mean say dumso inti na nado. Ghana see opinion esa na mamo boninti. And na yenti mi di prince awo. Esa mamo bon onye bibi ni 11 months na kan on set a good legacy. A good president, na Ghana for one say, Papa be by na friend na Nado when the Ghana yabo. Na say the yabo dini toss dodo. Yes, friend. Ye kompo ye yirimu de nsa kan nkra won pass na ye buafu because ye ko ejuma institution. So what you say?
Okay, me dan same. Mame fa next one. Me ba cho me mo ache. Yes, sir.
Actually, the boss, former boss. Or is Gati, catches a menenam. Yankopo on can wishrano. Namenchami incoming MP, Honorable Felicina Koyo Okuno. Or no betimiama a tumpong. Now what to Bolasi. Now what my development. John Dramani Mahama at the back of Swat Central Region. I will see ye block Magumaku 18. I'll complete the 10. Or betimia betwasu Makaswa, Evan into my pefra. Namefa please obi tebri ono so mo to abamano no beto obema egbono mo etumpon within the nuclear American Africa so ba bia wa kunsi tukuru obedi gasie we ho system and Dr. Mahmoud